Gotti, what's it like on the sidelines right now?
About 30 degrees the temperature now, mostly cloudy skies. That south-southwest breeze cutting right back down towards the Dyke House Center. And Jackson, like we said, will be traveling into the wind here to start off the game.
Eastern Illinois, white tops, white pants with dark blue helmets, jackrabbits in all blue. Blue helmets, blue tops, and blue pants. Again, those same throwbacks they wore last week. Sophomore Taylor Kerr, a right-footed kicker out of Indianapolis, has the ball teed up on the left hash mark. He'll be kicking to Dominique Wright and Trevor Tiefenthaler, a pair of backup wide receivers. History in the making here in Brookings, South Dakota. The first ever home playoff game for the Jackrabbit football team is off and running. End over end kick. Dominique Wright 8 yards deep in his own end zone, actually runs out the back of his end zone. Touchback, and South Dakota State takes over at its own 25-yard line. Jacks come in 84th in the country out of 121 teams, scoring 22 points a game. They average 362 yards a game, 168 rushing, 194 passing. Austin Sumner, the sophomore out of Brandon, South Dakota, Brandon Valley High School, with running back Zach Zenner in the backfield out of Eagan, Minnesota, 1,732 rushing yards. That is the second most in the FCS. Jacks have two receivers to the left side, offset eye, right hash at their own 25-yard line. Sumner takes the snap, throws quickly left side. Aaron Rowland makes the catch, and he'll stretch his way out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. The left cornerback, Tavares Crawford, a junior out of Belglade, Florida, makes the snap. He's able to force Rowland out of bounds after 6 yards on first down.
Jacks came out with their running formation that time, just the two receivers on the field. Thinking that they were going to pound the ball, and threw a little wide receiver slip screen to Aaron Rowland.
Jacks come out, and now something going on here. Austin Sumner came away and pointed to the official. They must have had the wrong football in there. Each team brings their own footballs to use when they're on offense, and apparently there was a wrong ball in there.
Yeah, they brought an Eastern Illinois ball out.
So 6 yards on first down. Jacks will have it left hash at their own 31. Aaron Rowland, Tyrell Cool, both out to the right. Offset I formation. Vince Benedetto, the junior out of Crystal Lake, Illinois, the lead back for Zach Zenner. Eastern Illinois, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Hand to Zenner up the middle. He will hit forward to the 33, 34, pushing the pile near a first down at the 35. We'll see. He's just shy of the marker, it would appear, as he put his head down and tried to fight Adam Gristic and Robert Haynes, the two linebackers forward. He's just shy. It'll be third and about 2 feet.
And that's where you saw that Zenner was able to carry about 3 Eastern Illinois tacklers with him for an extra 2 yards, so that's getting back to playing Jackrabbit physical football.
Third and less than a yard, one receiver wide left. I formation, hand to Zenner up the middle. First down, squirts free across the 40, still going out near the 45-yard line. Zach Zenner picking up 10 yards on first down, as the Eastern Illinois defense could not bring him down on first contact. Jordan Wycliffe, the safety, finally able to make the stop after 10 yards.
There wasn't a huge hole that time, but there's just enough of a seam there for Zenner to get through, and then he just kept determination and power football.
13:40 first quarter, just underway. Jacks 1st and 10, left hash at their own 45. Cool wide left, Rowland wide right. The only tailback is Zenner. Jacks have a tight end on either side of the line. They'll hand to Zenner up the middle, cuts back right side. Now he's dragging a tackler out across his own 48 near the 49-yard line. Alex Helms, Adam Gristic, a couple of linebackers in on the stop for Eastern Illinois. They'll give Zenner 4 yards on first down. Should note as well, replay is in use in all FCS playoff games. There is a replay booth. The official will make all the calls up here in the press box. Each coach does have one challenge to use. 2 receivers both to the right, I formation. The replay operator can also stop the play to look at it himself. Hand to Zenner up the middle to midfield, pushing forward inside Eastern Illinois territory as he reaches the Panther 48-yard line. So Zenner for about 3 yards. It'll set up a 3rd down and 3 for South Dakota State, a little more than 2 minutes in.
Well, I think if there's any indication how the Jackrabbits are approaching this game, we've seen so far in this first drive, they want to give it to Zenner and pound the football.
Yeah, it's been a busy day for Zach Zenner already in this one. 4 carries, 21 yards. Jacks with trips to the right. Hubert, Rowland, and Cool. Pistol formation. Sumner in the shotgun. Zenner behind him. 3rd and 3, left hash, Eastern Illinois 48-yard line. Hand to Zenner, up the middle, got hit at the line, fighting forward. He got a yard, maybe got to the 46 of Eastern Illinois. He needed to reach the Panther 45, and whistles being blown here. We have a Jackrabbit slow to get up. Injured Jackrabbit offensive lineman. Might be Taylor Cease down there, holding his arm, as the Jackrabbits have sent out the punting unit. So the Jacks stay on the ground on 3rd and less than 5, and Zenner unable to pick up the first down. The Panthers turn him back with 12:05 to play in the first quarter. Get your game on in historic Deadwood. Weekend getaways start as low as $89 per person. Go to deadwood.com for details and for Deadwood deals on hotel rooms. Cease able to get up under his own power and walk off. Looks like that right arm, right elbow perhaps a little banged up in the middle of the pile there on that 3rd down run. So 4th down and less than 2, and the Jackrabbits will send Ethan Sawyer in the punting unit on the field. Eric Laura, the talented Panther wideout, standing at his own 11. Sawyer will be kicking into that stiff breeze here at Coughlin-Alumni. 11:55, clock running now, first quarter. Jacks pick up 1 3rd down conversion. Now have to punt. Low snap. Sawyer digs it out. 2 steps. Right-footed kick. A good one. Laura inside the 10. Fair catch. It bounces at the 1 and goes into the end zone. So the Panthers will start at their own 20-yard line. And some extracurricular activity as well between Eastern Illinois' Camus Grugier-Hill and South Dakota State's Andrew Brown. Brown was down. Grugier-Hill lost his helmet, but no flags either way. Jackrabbit football brought to you today by First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Better banking starts by serving others. So the Jackrabbit defense, which comes in highly ranked, 4th in the nation in points, 8th in the nation in total yardage allowed, against an Eastern Illinois offense, 7th nationally in points scored, 6th in yardage. Jimmy Garoppolo will have Jake Walker behind him, 2 receivers right and 1 very wide to the left side. Quick throw by Garoppolo, right side. Pass caught. Chris Wright, the senior out of Skokie, Illinois, out of bounds on his own across the 26, near his own 27-yard line. Wright, 50th catch of the season. And Eastern Illinois, again, will operate out of that no huddle. Same formation. Walker to the left of Garoppolo. He'll take the handoff, running right side and have nowhere to go. He got stood up. Doug Pete was the first man to meet him at the 27-yard line. And the Jackrabbits are able to turn Walker back. He may have picked up a yard. They'll shuffle in some men quickly. It will be 3rd down and short, and the Jackrabbit fans are loud, if not as large of a group as they normally are. Panthers late getting a sub out. They'll have an empty backfield, 3 left and 2 right. 3rd down and 2 for Eastern Illinois, right hash at their own 28. Garoppolo, the junior out of Arlington Heights, Illinois, a 3-step drop, throws quickly over the middle, pass is caught, and that is Eric Laura out to the 33-yard line. Laura set an FCS record for receptions this year with 124. He makes the catch for 5 yards and an Eastern first down. 10:53, clock running first quarter. Jacks picked up 1 3rd down conversion, then had to punt. Eastern picks up that 3rd down. They convert 42% of the time on 3rd. So 1st and 10 Eastern, quick snap, hand to Walker, breaks out right side 35, out across the 40, where Chris Tracy throws him down at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 9, and TJ Lally lost his helmet, so he'll have to come out of the football game. Robbie Jelsma will come in for him, and then the Jacks also get Chase Douglas in for Dave Hediger on the interior of that defensive line. 2nd down and 1, snap quickly, hand to Walker up the middle, 1st down, breaks a tackle and dives out near midfield. So nice gains on back-to-back running plays by Jake Walker, the 5th-year senior.
And it's important that the Jacks defense just settle down and just get in position, make their calls, and not get caught up in the pace of the game here.
Garoppolo fakes the handoff. He'll keep on his own, running right side, breaks through a tackle 45-40 and slides down to the 37-yard line. He faked to his right, was able to juke a man, and then runs and slides to the 37-yard line. 13 yards on the keeper by Garoppolo. Eastern Illinois continues to be in the no huddle. They will give to Walker, coming right side. He will cross the 35-yard line of SDSU territory. Near the 34, he picks up 3. 5 minutes into this FCS playoff game, Eastern Illinois will always operate no huddle. They will go as quick as humanly possible. 3 receivers left and 1 to the right. Now Walker in motion out of the backfield. Empty set for Jimmy Garoppolo against a 4-man front. He'll pump fake. He'll air it up deep right side. Has a man open, and it's deflected by Skylar Luxa. Incomplete. Chris Wright did have a step on Luxa. Pretty good ball thrown by Garoppolo, but Luxa got his hand up and knocked it away.
Luxa was just tailing him just a tiny bit, but was able to turn, get his head around, and got his arm up just in time to deflect that pass away.
3rd down for Eastern Illinois at the Jackrabbit 34 right hash. 3rd and 7. And again, the Panthers have a very good field goal kicker in Cameron Barra. 3 receivers left and 2 to the right. Jacks have 3 down linemen. Garoppolo changing the play now. Play clock has dwindled to 5. Garoppolo makes his call. Play clock is at 2. Gets the snap, a 3-step drop. Now he's flushed left side. He may try to run. He's yet to commit. Finally, he throws low and incomplete, looking for Shavar Watkins, the 5th-year senior wideout. And now a decision for first-year head coach Dino Babers. On the road, facing a 4th down and 7 at the 34-yard line. Do you send Cameron Barra in for what would be a very long, season-long field goal attempt? It appears no. They will keep the offense on the field. Barra's long is 44. This would be in the neighborhood of 51 on the road. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right on 4th down and 7. Garoppolo makes his call. Now they'll change the play at the line of scrimmage. The play clock is down to 6. Jake Walker, the back to his left. Garoppolo in the gun with 2. It'll be a pooch kick for Garoppolo, a wobbly one that'll go inside the 10 in the air, bounce at the 1 and go into the end zone. Garoppolo has put 5 of his first 6 punts inside the 20. This one will come out to the 20-yard line. Jacks will take over there when we come back. 9:26 to play in the first quarter. South Dakota State nothing. Eastern Illinois nothing. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. I guess a feeling out process like a prize fight. It's a draw so far.
Well, and it's certainly got to feel good if you're the Jackrabbit defense. That first series, you gave up a few first downs, but you didn't give up any big plays, and you managed to maintain your composure. You're getting the calls in, you're getting lined up, and you force them to do a punt.
Dream big, win big with American Family Insurance. Visit amfam.com today to find out more about the great folks at American Family Insurance. 1 receiver either side, double tight end set. Zenner the only tailback, 1st and 10 Jacks at their own 20. It is Zenner up the middle, through a hole out across the 24 near the 25-yard line. Robert Haynes, the Mike linebacker, a sophomore out of Punta Gorda, Florida, who is a very physical linebacker, actually was a fullback in short yardage formations last year as a freshman. He makes the stop. They'll give Zenner forward progress out to his own 25.
Haynes playing with one hand. That left hand is just simply a club. They have it completely wrapped from an injury early in the season.
Yeah, that's why he didn't play last week against Central Arkansas, their leading tackler with 95 coming into today. 2nd and 5, receiver either side, Sumner under center. He will hand to Zenner, who will break it off left side, get hit in the backfield, fight forward, and he will pick up a yard when it's all said and done. Out to his own 26-yard line, Nick Beard, the free safety, a first-team All-Ohio Valley Conference pick, reached Zenner in the backfield. He did break the tackle and pick up a yard, but it'll be 3rd and 4 for SDSU.
Well, the Jacks are going into the wind right now, and those safeties are cheating down, and that time Beard just came screaming up as soon as he saw the run.
Zenner, 7 carries, 29 yards. The Jacks have only thrown the ball once today. That was the opening play on a screen. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. Sumner in the pistol, Zenner behind him on 3rd and 4. It's a fake to Zenner, screen, batted down, incomplete. Screen was set up for Brandon Hubert, and the ball was batted away by LaKince McCall, the Sam linebacker, a transfer from Baylor, where he played as a reserve linebacker for a couple of seasons. He bats down the screen, and the Jacks go 3 and out. So South Dakota State playing it safe on offense so far. And their second punt of the afternoon, Ethan Sawyer back at his own 10-yard line. There is an up man near midfield for Eastern Illinois, and then Laura back at his own 38. Eastern Illinois does try to block the kick. Sawyer just did get it away, went down, but no flag. It'll roll inside Eastern Illinois territory at the 48-yard line. There wasn't much contact. Sawyer thought there was enough to go to the ground, but the official did not throw his flag. Sawyer even asked him about it, but no flag, no whistle, and Eastern will take over at its own 49-yard line. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Jackrabbit football brought to you by Daktronics, the world's leading designer and manufacturer of scoreboards and electronic displays. Eastern Illinois, 1st and 10, left hash at its own 49, 2 receivers either side. Snap, fake to Walker. They'll give it to him up the middle. He'll break a tackle and reach the 46 of South Dakota State. A 5-yard gain. Andy Mink on the tackle. Eastern again, no huddle, looking to the far sideline for the plays to be signaled in. Dino Babers in his first year as head coach. It's a Panther unit that went 2-9 a year ago after they won their opener. Just won the whole rest of the year. They're 7-4 and in the playoffs here on second down and about 5. A false start. Dominic Pagliara, the fourth-year junior out of Quincy, Illinois, making his 33rd career start.
False start. Offense 77. 5 yards. Remains second down.
Kelly Holman, our referee. By the way, this is a Big Sky Conference officiating crew. 7:36 in the first quarter. Eastern hustles to the line on 2nd and 10. Left hash at their own 49. Garoppolo rolling right side. He'll throw that way down to a knee to make the catch. Eric Laura at the SDSU 47. Just a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 6 for Eastern Illinois. This Jackrabbit crowd well below capacity, but they have been loud at times today. Panthers will send some subs out, and the umpire runs over to be over the football to allow the Jacks to realign those substitutions. 2 receivers right and 3 to the left. Garoppolo in the shotgun on 3rd down, throws over the middle, pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Eric Laura. TJ Lally, the middle linebacker, was able to break it up, and the Panthers on 4th down and 6 at the Jackrabbit 47 will punt. And again, a lot of enthusiasm for the SDSU defensive effort so far by the Jackrabbit faithful. Scott Weatherford, a 4th-year junior out of Terre Haute, Indiana. His brother Steve's been an NFL punter for 9 years. He gets away a booming kick that'll end up 9 yards deep in the end zone. So Weatherford, with the wind at his back, got way too much of that one. 6:48 to go in the first quarter. Jacks will have it when we come back at the 20-yard line. Tyler Merriam, Mike Struck, and Scotty Quaz with you from Coughlin-Alumni Stadium. 6:48 first quarter. South Dakota State and Eastern Illinois have played to a draw so far. Each team with 2 possessions, each team with 2 punts. You have to figure at some point Eric Eidsens and the SDSU offense, Strucky, will open up the playbook a little bit.
Well, I think sooner or later they're going to take a chance downfield. If for nothing else, is just to keep those safeties honest. Right now, it's been pretty heavy on the run, and those safeties have been slowly creeping their way down, running downhill. And I mean that, running towards the line of scrimmage, even sometimes before the ball is snapped. And so you got to make them respect your passing game.
Guys, in that last 3rd down play that Jacks had on offense, Aaron Rolland came out with a heavy limp in that left leg, and they are almost like working out a cramp on his left calf and shin area. And we'll see if he can make a go here in the offensive set.
3rd South Dakota State offensive possession. It is Aaron Rolland and Brandon Hubert out there as wide receivers. Make that cool in Hubert, so Rolland not out there, as Scotty talked about. I formation, fake to center. Sumner rolls right side, airing it up deep. Wide open, Trevor Tiefenthaler. Down the right sideline to midfield. Jukes a man to the 45, stays on his feet, and bounces off a tackler. Pete Houlihan runs him down to the 41-yard line. 39-yard completion to Trevor Tiefenthaler.
Tiefenthaler was in the slot that time. Cool ran the deep post, and Tiefenthaler just kind of ran the wheel route, and they were able to hit him along the sideline.
And an injured Eastern Illinois Panther lying on the field, Jordan Wycliffe, the Rover. Might have cramped up down there, as oddly as it sounds. South Dakota State football brought to you by the South Dakota Corn Utilization Council. Each South Dakota farmer feeds 155 people. Visit trueenvironmentalist.com to learn how South Dakota's farmers are growing more with less. So Tiefenthaler was in there. And off the play fake and roll out by Sumner, wide open along the near sideline. Sumner hit him in stride, and Tiefenthaler picked up about 12 more yards in the process. The junior out of Sioux Rapids, Iowa, his 13th catch of the year for over 100 yards. Wycliffe hobbles off the field. He'll be replaced by Alex McNulty, who started the first 6 games of the year. Wycliffe came in the back half of the year. McNulty, a 4th-year junior. He and Beard are 2 junior safeties. The corners are also juniors. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Rolland not in there again. Pistol formation. Zenner behind Sumner. 1st and 10, right hash, 41-yard line. Hand to Zenner, who will try to fight forward and may have gotten a yard to the Eastern Illinois 40-yard line is all. Roosevelt Holiday, 2nd-team All-Ohio Valley Conference defensive tackle, in the middle of that play for the Panthers. Holiday, actually a guy SDSU recruited out of junior college, but ended up going to EIU. 2nd and 9, Jacks, right hash, Panther 40, going into the wind. Rollin back in there with Hubert and Schneider wide left. Zenner split out to the right along with Cool. Empty set for Sumner. On 2nd down and 9, a 3-step drop, throws left side, too high for Jason Schneider. There was some cushion there. Tavares Crawford, the cornerback, had allowed, but the ball too high for Schneider. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, that ball just sailed on Sumner a little bit because Schneider is a pretty big target there at 6'5", and he was jumped and just barely was able to get a fingertip on it.
So 3rd and 9, right hash, ball right on the 40-yard line of Eastern Illinois. Jacks will break the huddle. Brandon Hubert and Tyro Cool wide left. Aaron Rollin, Jason Schneider wide right. Pistol formation, Zach Zenner, the 2nd leading rusher in the nation, behind sophomore quarterback Austin Sumner. Zenner motions out of the backfield. Sumner to throw, pressured, rolls right, can't get away. Now he does, slips, stays on his feet, and simply chucked it to get rid of it, and he almost threw it right into the hands of the right defensive end, Pat Wirtz. He nearly had an easy pick. That time Sumner couldn't get away, was wrapped up, finally managed to get away, then stumbled, and as he went to throw it away, nearly threw a pick.
Jacks were fortunate that time that Wirtz wasn't able to get his hands on that ball there because there wasn't a lot of blue jerseys around there to try and bring him down.
Sawyer 2 punts, a 35.5-yard average today, kicking into the wind. Eric Laura back at his own 8. Sawyer 2 steps, right-footed kick, hangs up in the wind, spirals. Laura fair catch, and he'll haul it in around his own 7-yard line. So Eastern Illinois by far its worst field position of the day with 5:29 left in the first quarter. Jackrabbit football is brought to you by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Bud Light reminds you to enjoy responsibly and always use a designated driver. So the Panthers of Eastern Illinois, the high-powered offense, 7th in the nation in scoring offense, 6th in total offense. But they also have the 10th most turnovers in the FCS. Garoppolo starts on the shotgun from the 6-yard line. 1st and 10, 3 receivers right, 1 left, fakes the handoff, throws right side. That's Sam Hendricks, essentially the tight end, out to his own 8-yard line. Only got a couple as the Jacks had TJ Lally out there, the middle linebacker, to make the stop.
Credit Chris Tracy with making that play that time. They were trying to block him. The receiver wanted to get outside of him and up the sideline, and Tracy was having none of that and was able to force it back inside to Lally.
2nd and 8, 1 receiver right, 2 left. Garoppolo in the gun, dropping to throw. With some time, he's flushed right. Flag goes down, he'll throw over the middle, incomplete. Flag near the 2-yard line, and we'll see probably a hold as the pressure came. Garoppolo was flushed to the right, and as it happened, one of the linemen, it might have been Pete, was held. Here is our referee, Kelly Holman, of the Big Sky Conference. Jacks will decline the penalty, it appears.
Hold. Offense, number 72. A penalty is declined. 3rd down.
So rather than a 2nd down and 13, the Jacks defense would rather have 3rd down and 8. Telling you, this crowd is very much into this football game. 4:55 first quarter, no score. Jacks 3 possessions, 3 punts. Panthers 2 possessions, 2 punts. This is their 3rd. Taylor Duncan, the sophomore backup tailback, is in the game. They'll fake it to him. Garoppolo will throw left sideline, in and out of the hands of Shavar Watkins. Godley had the coverage. Watkins actually had a chance to make that play, and as he dropped it, Godley got in there to knock it out as well. So Eastern Illinois and Scott Weatherford will punt. I mentioned it before. Weatherford's brother, Steve, has punted in the NFL for 9 years. He's currently a New York Giant. Weatherford 47 punts, a 39-yard average. Digs it up off the ground. A good spiraling kick. It'll be Trevor Wesley back to his own 35, fumbling the football. He's able to dive back on it at the 31. Man, did Weatherford boom that one. That is unofficially a 59-yard punt, and the Jacks will have it at their own 32 when we come back. We also want to send along our condolences to the families of both Bill Brinker, a longtime South Dakota State fan, and Wayne Hensel, the former coach and athlete here at South Dakota State. Bill passed away last Saturday just before the USD game, and Coach Hensel passed away earlier this week. Again, our thoughts and prayers with both of those families. We'll be thinking of all of you during this special time of year. 4:39 first quarter, South Dakota State, Eastern Illinois, scoreless so far. And again, Mike Struck, neither team offensively really able to do what they want to do overly well.
It definitely is not the fireworks that we were maybe anticipating so far. And I'm a little bit impressed with this Eastern Illinois defense. I wasn't quite sure if they were going to able to handle or match the physicality of this Jackrabbit offense, and so far they've done a very nice job.
Zach Zenner, 8 carries, 30 yards. Austin Sumner has thrown 5 passes, completed 2 for 45 yards. Jacks come out with a very tight formation, only 1 wide receiver in the package. Jason Schneider wide left, I formation. Zenner the deep back, hand to him. Off left tackle, 35-40. Into the secondary, breaks free, 40, 30, 20, to the 10. Touchdown, South Dakota State. "68 yards for Zach Zenner, who has now passed Josh Ronick for the 3rd most rushing yards in a season in South Dakota State football history. Zenner takes it 68 yards, and the Jackrabbits are on the board first. Brandon Hubert will hold. Matt Pites will snap. The extra point try from Justin Siravatka is end over end and through the uprights.
Zenner just went off left tackle that time, but credit Jason Schneider for getting that block on the defensive back downfield. Zenner was able to cut back to the inside off of Schneider's block, and then he split a couple of defenders and just outran them and took it to the house.
Zenner, 9 carries, 98 yards in this opening quarter. He has 1,830 on the year. Josh Ronick in 2001 ran for 1,804, the second most rushing yards in school history. Ronick in 98 for 1,881. Zenner approaching that as well. That Jackrabbit touchdown was brought to you by Prostrollo All-American Auto Mall in Madison. Visit ProstrolloAutomall.com to shop 10 great American car and truck brands. I can probably add up the drive. 1 play, 68 yards, 12 seconds. That's brought to you by your Northland Ford dealers. Go further with the fuel-efficient full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. See for yourself. Visit northlandford.com or your local Northland Ford dealer today. Eastern Illinois back to return. We'll have Trey Pendergrass, a redshirt freshman out of Palm Beach, Florida, as Siravatka will kick it away. Pendergrass standing back around his own 10, 3 up men at the 20, 2 wingmen, if you will, at the 30, and then 5 lined up just beyond that 10-yard line at the 47 or so. Siravatka points to the side, ready to go, approaches the football. End-over-end kick into the breeze. Pendergrass slips, stays on his feet, catches at the 11, to the 15, running right side 20, jukes a man and crosses the 25 to his own 26-yard line. Jags fans get in the game with the Walmart Blue Cross Blue Shield 3-point play trivia challenge. Text JAGS to 97063 from your mobile device to receive this week's question and to be entered to win great Jags prizes. It's all part of Walmart's 3-point play, reminding fans to eat right, move more, and feel better. And now, how do the Panthers respond after the Jags get the first big play?
Well, I think the Panthers are going to try and just pick up a couple of first downs, get in the flow of a thing again. They've really only taken 1 deep shot, and Luxa was able to
2 receivers each way. Walker receives the handoff, reaches the 30-yard line, and fumbled the football. He tried to dive back on it. He had first dibs on it. Did he maintain possession? Yes, he did. Second down. So Walker got to the 30-yard line and put it on the turf, but was able to pick it up again and save Eastern from turning it over for the 29th time this year. Second down and 6. Garoppolo in the gun. They will fake the handoff, dropping to throw over the middle, intercepted Winston Wright. Returning it up the middle, 35-30, angling right side 25, run down from behind at the 21-yard line. The receiver slipped on the turf trying to make his cut, and Winston Wright picks it off, his first interception of the year for the junior and one of the team captains. It was Chris Wright who slipped, and the Jacks have it at the Panther 22-yard line.
Well, Winston did a nice job of reading the coverage, and then when the receiver slipped, he attacked that ball. Once he intercepted it, then the Jacks had a nice posse of blockers ahead of him, and he followed them nicely. And it was actually the wide receiver that came from behind the play to bring Wright down.
Sam Hendricks, I like that too. Posse, hand to Zenner up the middle, off right tackle 20, breaks a tackle 15, cuts along the sideline 10, takes a big hit out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Anthony Goodman, the backup cornerback, runs Zenner down at the 5, 17 yards for Zach Zenner. 3:36 first quarter, SDSU 7-0 over Eastern Illinois, and first and goal at the 5-yard line. The Jacks are in the Case IH red zone. If you want equipment that is both powerful and efficient, it's only available in red. Hand to Zenner up the middle, trying to go right side, and he is hit, stays on his feet, did get back to the original line of scrimmage at the 5, and that is all. So Zach Zenner now 11 carries, 115 yards today. 1,847 on the year. He is rapidly approaching Ronick's number. Now again, Ronick didn't have a playoff game to add to it as well, but the fact remains.
Flash package in.
Second and goal, 5-yard line, right hash mark. If you're not familiar, that's the Wildcat formation. Cam Jones will come in, but he's not going to be quarterback. He'll be a tight end right side. Reggie Gandy, the running back, will line up behind Sumner in a pistol. Receiver either side. Second and goal. Sumner drops to throw. Throws to Gandy out of the backfield, who couldn't hang on to it. He was going to be hit by Adam Gristic, the Will linebacker, right as he caught it anyhow, and so it may have avoided a loss of yardage, and it'll be third down and goal at the 5 for South Dakota State. Well, no doubt here, if Eastern Illinois is able to turn back the Jackrabbits and hold them to 3, Dino Babers would consider that a victory. Third and goal. Jacks have Cool along with Hubert wide to the left. Schneider and Rowland wide right. Gandy to the right of Sumner. Third and goal, right hash, 5-yard line. 3 down linemen for the Panthers. Sumner dropping to throw, looking over the middle, looks right, throws to the corner of the end zone for Schneider, who caught it out of bounds. Sumner was feeling the heat in the pocket, had to get rid of it and threw it near Schneider, but Jason Schneider could not bring it in bounds. Sumner threw it too far to the outside, and here comes Justin Siravatka, who has made his last 8 in a row. The sophomore from Sioux Falls off the right hash will try a 22-yard field goal to increase the South Dakota State lead. Pites will snap. Hubert will hold. Snap is good. Hold is good. Siravatka's kick on the way and good. He tucked it just inside the left upright. But again, a victory of sorts for Eastern Illinois. 2:25 to play first quarter on the Dakota Bank scoreboard. SDSU 10 and Eastern Illinois nothing. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. 2:25 first quarter, South Dakota State 10, Eastern Illinois nothing. Justin Siravatka, end-over-end kick. Pendergrass running right side, makes the catch on the numbers 10. Out to the 20, cuts back left side 25. He's out across the 30 to the 32-yard line where David Godley makes the tackle. By the way, the scoring drive, South Dakota State 5 plays 17 yards in 1 minute and 19 seconds. Go further with the fuel-efficient full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. See for yourself. Visit northlandford.com or your local Northland Ford dealer today. Panther football, 32-yard line, right hash, first and 10. Jimmy Garoppolo, 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. Quickly he'll throw right side. Pass caught by Chris Wright at the 37-yard line. It is a gain of 5. Garoppolo catches that ball, makes 1 step with his back foot to plant, and then releases on plays like that to Chris Wright. Now 2 receivers either side. They'll send Hendricks, who is a quasi-tight end, slot left side. Garoppolo fakes the handoff to Walker. Pressure, gets away from the attempted tackler, throws right side, and it's incomplete. David Hediger nearly had the sack. Then Garoppolo got away from him, tried to throw to the same spot. Wright caught the previous ball, but it was incomplete, and I believe Wright was out of bounds anyhow. It's third down.
And Doug Pete was able to put some additional pressure on Garoppolo that time and just making him not be able to set his feet when he went to throw, and that's maybe why the pass was just a little bit off.
Garoppolo 5 of 12 for 25 yards and a pick so far. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Garoppolo a 3-step quickly over the middle. Sam Hendricks makes the catch, looking for the first down. It will be close to the 42-yard line. Chris Tracy, Winston Wright make the tackle. First down. Sam Hendricks got just enough on 3rd down and 5 to move the chains. A very important Eastern Illinois first down.
And they do all sorts of underneath routes every time. They got receivers going every which direction.
Garoppolo hands it off to Walker, who did not go anywhere. Tried to come up the middle, then break out left side, and Andy Mink dove and wrapped him up around the ankles for no gain.
There's actually a little bit of miscommunication that time. Garoppolo turned to his left. Nobody was there and turned all the way around before he handed it off.
2nd down and 10. Garoppolo a pump fake, looking deep. He'll throw along the right sideline, and making the catch, Eric Laura, despite a big hit from Skylar Luxa at the 39-yard line of South Dakota State. That is a gain of 16 yards and a Panther first down.
Jackson covered 2 that time, and they were just able to find the seam between the corner and the safety along the sideline.
10-0 SDSU, 124 first quarter. Panthers on the move. Hand to Walker, looking to break off a tackle, make one man miss, but none more as he gets maybe 2 yards out to the 37-yard line. The 5th-year senior out of Delray Beach, Florida, his 8th carry for 32 yards. Eastern Illinois averaging 480 yards of total offense a game. 2 receivers either side. 2nd and 8. Right hash, 37-yard line. Fake to Walker. Now they'll give it to him anyways. 35. He'll break a tackle. 30. Stiff arms Tracy, 25 along the right sideline, and he dives inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. 18-yard gain. They faked the draw, then faked a pass, and went back to the draw.
Well, what they do is they spread you out so much that sometimes you're lucky just to have one linebacker in there, and with that fake run that time, and they were able to hit the draw, and he just hit a seam and was able to get away from the Mike linebacker, Lally.
Hand off to Walker. Doug Pete dove, and Walker was able to hurdle him and pick up 4 yards out to the 15-yard line. It's 2nd and 6. Panthers are in the Case IH red zone. If you want equipment that is powerful and efficient, it's only available in red. Garoppolo, a 3-step drop. In trouble, gets away from pressure. Looking, throws back over the middle. Eric Laura makes a leaping catch and fights with TJ Lally out to the 5-yard line. A 10-yard gain. 1st and goal, Panthers. 22 seconds first quarter. Jack's a 10-0 lead.
Jack's front 4 is getting some pressure, but they're not able to wrap up.
Garoppolo hands to Walker up the middle, inside the 4 to the 3, pushing the pile forward near the 2-yard line. There is 10 seconds clock running in the first quarter, and the Panthers may let this thing run out. They're still unpiling things. 3 seconds, 2 seconds will come to the end of the first quarter. It'll be 2nd down and goal when we come back for Eastern Illinois. At the end of 1 quarter, South Dakota State 10 and Eastern Illinois nothing in the opening round of the Football Championship Subdivision Playoffs. This is Jackrabbit Football from Learfield Sports. Neither quarterback has played great. Sumner just 2 of 7. He does have a 39-yard completion, 45 yards in all. Garoppolo was 8 of 15 for 57 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Panthers will come out with an inverted wishbone of sorts. They'll have 2 blockers in front of Jake Walker. One of those men, the very physical Andre Hodge, who is actually listed as a linebacker in front of him. And Garoppolo will be under center, right hash, now heading towards the south goal. 10-0 South Dakota State on top of Eastern Illinois. Just about to start period number 2 here at Coughlin-Alumni Stadium in Brookings. First ever home playoff game for the Jackrabbits. The winner of this game heads up to North Dakota State to meet the top-ranked Bison next Saturday. Garoppolo under center. Now it's a normal I formation. They will give to Walker, off left tackle, try to break free. He does. Now he's coming back right side, and he gets tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Jerian Butler was able to trip him up at the 2-yard line. So Walker did all sorts of dancing, broke a couple of tackles. Butler makes the diving stop. It's no gain.
And what happened on that time is Walker actually was going towards the pile and got caught up on a bunch of guys, stepped out, then reversed his action, came around. Butler was able to get him, and then Jack Sherlock was able to finally bring him down too.
3rd and goal, 2-yard line. Panthers will split 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. Garoppolo in the gun, Jake Walker to his left on 3rd and goal, right hash at the 2-yard line. Garoppolo looking left. Now he rolls right side, flushed with pressure. He'll throw it to the corner of the end zone, deflected away. Bo Helm and Ross Schaffrath both went up and tried to deflect it. One of them, maybe both of them, got a piece of it. And now it's 4th and goal for Eastern Illinois. And Dino Baber says, we got to have points. And here comes Cameron Barra. Barra, 5'11", 203, a junior out of St. Louis, Missouri, on to try what is essentially an extra point, a 19-yard field goal. He is 11 of 12 on the year. His only miss came inside of 30. Barra, first-team All-Ohio Valley and a distant relative of Yogi Berra, will try to get the Panthers on the board. Snap is good, hold is good. Barris kick, end over end, and good. So Eastern Illinois is on the board. 14:04 second quarter. SDSU 10, Eastern Illinois 3. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. 10-3 SDSU on top of Eastern Illinois. 14:04 second quarter. The Panthers to kick it off, and the ball fell off the tee before Taylor Kerr could get himself to the football to kick it away. Panthers will be kicking into the wind. Jacks have sent Tyro Cool back along with Dom Wright to return. Trevor Tiefenthaler, we've been told, left the field and went to the locker room after he made that long catch in the first quarter. And when we get an update, Scotty will pass it along. So Kerr tees it up in the middle of the field at the 35-yard line. Panthers did try 2 onside kicks last week. 1 in each half, but they claim part of that was just trying things out since they were already in the playoffs. Kerr, an end-over-end shorter kick along the right sideline. Dom right at the 17 to the 20. Cuts up along the numbers 25, and he'll be wrapped up at the 28-yard line. 3 different Panthers were there, including Jake Walker, the running back who would come out, and Antonio Taylor, a backup linebacker.
You know, I've often wondered in a situation like that when you're kicking into such a strong breeze is why they just don't try the squib kick, and that, you know, those footballs, they make some weird bounces, and so it just gives you a little bit extra time to buy it down, and typically you don't end up with one of your speed guys getting it anyways.
That would turn into a game of Plinko as it goes along the turf. Aaron Rollin, Tyro Cool, both wide to the left. Jacks a pistol, a straight I formation. Sumner is under center. Benedetto is ahead of Zenner. Fake to Zenner. Sumner rolls left side, looking deep, spins away from a man and goes down, and then he got hit late, and that's a flag. And Sumner popped up as well. Sumner went to roll out, stumbled, slipped, and went to the ground, and then after he fell, got dove on, I believe it was Artavius Dowdell, the best defensive lineman for EIU, who dove on Sumner long after he was down. Again, this is not the NFL. When your knee goes down in college football, you are down immediately.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, number 32. Late hit, 15 yards, first down.
And that was something we had talked about that could be a potential hazard for Eastern Illinois, those late hits.
Well, you can't fault Dowdell because you weren't sure if his knee went down, but I think what really made it an obvious was he led with his helmet and put it right into Sumner's back.
You're not going to fault Dowdell for that?
Sumner was trying to get up.
You're being awful kind. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Sumner, hand to Zenner up the middle across the 35. He'll dive to the 37 for about 4 yards, where he is tackled there. Alex Helms, the backup middle linebacker. I see your point. You're saying Sumner was getting back up.
Well, you go back to that Thanksgiving Day game that we were talking about earlier with the Lions and Texans. You know, the runner got up and kept going. Defense just stood there, and it went for a touchdown.
Now, we might have heard whistles earlier, too. We couldn't hear those. Maybe that was part of it, too. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Pistol formation. Zenner behind Sumner on 2nd and 6. Middle of the field, 37-yard line. Sumner a screen right side, low throw, unable to bring it up off the turf was Aaron Rollin. Throwing with the wind at his back, and Sumner tried to get it to Rollin on the screen, threw it too low. Rollin couldn't bring it up off the turf. It'll be 3rd down. Running a business is hard enough, so working with your bank shouldn't be. Turn to the nearly 60 years of experience in business and ag lending at MetaBank. They have the services, financial strength, and knowledge to make your business their business. MetaBank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Jacks on 3rd down today, 1 out of 5. They picked up their first 3rd down. They're 0 for their last 4. For the year, 38%. 2 receivers right now, Rollin in motion, so it's trips right. Pistol formation. Zenner behind Sumner. Hand to Zenner. Big hole left side 40. 45 midfield. Angles out left sideline to the 40. Stiff arms the man 35. Breaks a tackle 30. Bobbled the football. Held on and finally hit out of bounds at the 22-yard line by Alex McNulty. That is a gain of 40 yards for Zenner down to the 22. Man, that was wide open.
That was wide open, but he got 12 yards after the initial contact with that defensive back. He gave him a stiff arm. DB was actually laying on the ground 8 yards behind where Zenner actually went out of bounds.
22-yard line left hash, 1st down and 10. Reggie Gandy will come in to spell Zenner, who has 13 carries for 160 yards today. Two receivers both to the right side. Offset eye. Gandy the deep back. 1st and 10, left hash, 22-yard line. Screen. Rolland makes the catch. Right sideline 20, and he's knocked out of bounds by Tavares Crawford at the 16-yard line of Eastern Illinois. That is a 6-yard gain on 1st down.
Just a nice job of the Jacks offense taking what the Eastern Illinois defense has given them that time. They're playing a little bit soft on the edges, and so they were able to hit Rolland out there with kind of that wide receiver swing pass.
Zenner right now 1,892 yards on the year, the second most in school history. Only one man before has run for over 1,900, and that's Ronick. 2nd and short, Gandy breaks out right side inside the 14. He reaches the 13-yard line, needed to get to the 12. So it'll be 3rd and a yard. Gandy goes for 3. Zenner will come back in on 3rd and short. 11:50 clock running second quarter. South Dakota State 10, Eastern Illinois 3. Jacks are inside the Case IH red zone for the second time today.
Guys, Jack's going to be without Trevor Tiefenthaler the rest of the game. A right shoulder injury, is on street clothes, has come out to sit down on the bench and watch the rest of the game.
3rd down and a yard. Schneider, the only receiver wide left. I formation, hand to Zenner up the middle, dives inside the 12 to the 11, may have even reached the 10-yard line. 1st down, South Dakota State. Jacks move the chains. They'll have a 1st down, and we'll see if it's goal to go or not. They do have the chains up as of now. It will be 1st down and goal. So a 1st down can be obtained at about the 1-foot line. Zenner, 14 carries, 163 yards today. He's behind Vince Benedetto in the I formation, right hash of the Panthers. The only wideout, Schneider, is split wide left. Sumner under center, hand to Zenner. He'll run off right tackle, and he'll be run down from behind around the 8-yard line. Artavius Dowdell, the left defensive end, as Zenner went by him, able to reach up and grab him for a 2-yard pickup. Zenner, 14 carries, 165 yards. And we've only played 24 minutes of football. Jacks a 10-3 lead, trying to add to it on 2nd down and 8, just outside the 8. Sumner will motion out of the backfield wide right. Zenner will take a direct snap with 2 receivers left. Zenner on the keeper, runs inside to the 5, powering his way to the 4-yard line. We were told that formation was in the playbook this week to give a direct snap to Zenner as they motion Sumner out, giving Eastern Illinois a different look. They do it there, and now it'll be 3rd down from the 4-yard line. Not quite goal to go. 10 minutes left, second quarter. Jacks lead at 10-3. This is the opening round of the Football Championship Subdivision Playoffs. Jacks are 8-3 and at large out of the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Eastern Illinois, the Panthers are 7-4 and champions of the Ohio Valley. I formation, Zenner is behind Benedetto. They'll hand to Zenner up the middle, inside the 3 to the 2 to the 1. Is he in? Touchdown, South Dakota State. Second touchdown this afternoon for Zach Zenner, and the Jackrabbits have a 16-3 lead.
Nothing but power football that time. One receiver, you went with the double tight end. Benedetto leading from the fullback position, off right side. Zenner just powered his way in for the TD.
Justin Siravatka to tack on the extra point and to give SDSU an even 14-point advantage. Snap is good, hold is good, and Siravatka's kick is through the uprights. 9:39 to play in our second quarter. South Dakota State 17 and Eastern Illinois 3. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. Tyler Merriam, Mike Struck, Scotty Quaz, our entire Jackrabbit Sports Network broadcast crew on hand from Coughlin-Alumni Stadium. First ever home playoff game in SDSU history. Jackrabbit 17, Eastern Illinois Panthers 3, 9:39 second quarter. Justin Siravatka, wind at his back, will kick off from south to north or right to left. Trey Pendergrass back to return. He'll back up 4 yards deep in the checkerboard end zone and put a knee to it. So Eastern Illinois will take over at the 25-yard line, and there is a Jackrabbit slow to get up at the 27. Siravatka helping up the injured Jack. It's Chad Strelo, who is a little woozy, and he'll be helped off the field by the trainers. Bayer Crop Science is a provider of innovative products for corn, soybeans, and wheat and a proud sponsor of South Dakota State football. Science for a better life. And SDSU football is brought to you by First Bank and Trust, because everyone should play hard and bank easy. First Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Eastern Illinois takes over at its own 25 left hash, 17-3 South Dakota State, leading the Panthers, 9:39 second quarter here in Brookings. One receiver left and two to the right. Garoppolo in the shotgun, dropping to throw, pump fake. He'll throw on the left sideline, in and out of the hands of Sam Hendricks, the sophomore out of Cincinnati, a second-team All-Ohio Valley Conference pick who had 34 catches during the regular season.
They faked that wide receiver screen that time and had the slot receiver just slip a little bit up along the sideline. He was open, just wasn't able to hang on to it.
In motion left to right, Eric Laura. Two receivers right, one left. Garoppolo will throw left sideline. Hendricks makes the catch this time, and he is bumped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Andrew Brown knocked him out after a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Panthers today on 3rd down are 2 of 6. 2 receivers left and 3 to the right. Garoppolo with an empty backfield. Jacks 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers. Now the Panthers will change the play. Garoppolo looks to the far sideline. 9-10 in the second quarter, 17-3 Jacks. Panthers on 3rd and 6. Garoppolo to throw. Pressure. Hit as he threw. It's bobbled into the air. Caught by an offensive lineman. And a flag goes down. Colin Seibert, the left guard, made the catch after it was hit. Now I believe the flag is originally for illegal touching, perhaps, because the lineman caught it. But if the ball's tipped, then everything is out, and I think that's what the officials are conferring about. If a ball is tipped, then anybody can touch it. It's like a fumble, but the offensive lineman, an ineligible receiver, cannot be the first man to catch a forward pass, and that's the debate going on right now with the Zebras around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think I think when Garoppolo went to throw it, somebody had his arm and it kind of just hung up there. It looked like it bounced off a couple of helmets. Andy Mink almost had a chance at it and kind of like threw an arm out and flipped it up in the air, and then it went into the offensive lineman's hands.
And I think Doug Pete was the man who got to Garoppolo first, I believe. Kelly Holman, our official out of the Big Sky Conference, to fill us in.
Illegal touching, offense number 72. A penalty has been declined. 4th down.
Well, again, the Jacks will decline it, and Eastern Illinois has to punt. Now, the one thing to bear in mind with how quickly Eastern Illinois runs its offense, they can make up a large deficit in a hurry.
They are never out of a game with this offense.
But it'll be Weatherford to punt from his own 8. Trevor Wesley back to return, standing in his own 43. Low snap. Weatherford gets rid of it. It'll bounce at midfield, take a great Eastern Illinois bounce inside the 40, and roll out of bounds at the 32-yard line. And the Jackrabbits will take over there when we come back. Jackrabbit football brought to you by State Farm Insurance. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. Get a quote today at 1-800-STATE-FARM or go to statefarm.com. And SDSU football is brought to you by DuPont Pioneer, science with service, delivering success. Well, the Jackrabbits certainly have all the momentum with 8:42 here in the second quarter, leading 17-3 with the football at their own 32-yard line.
Jack's got to continue to burn the clock, pick up some first downs, keep moving those chains, and need to keep putting points on the board. Like we mentioned, and we'll continue to mention throughout this game, this Eastern Illinois offense is a quick strike offense, and they're never out of a game.
This one of 4 FCS playoff games. Stony Brook leading Villanova 14-0 in the second. Coastal Carolina 17, Bethune-Cookman nothing in the fourth, and Wagner beat Colgate 31-20. Hand to Zach Zenner on first down and nowhere to go. Artavius Dowdell, the talented defensive end, wrapping up Zenner for a loss of a yard back to the 31-yard line. 8:27 clock running. We are in the second quarter from Coughlin-Alumni Stadium. South Dakota State in all blues, leading Eastern Illinois wearing all whites 17-3. Jacks on 2nd and 11, middle of the field at their own 31. 2 wide receivers to the right, Rolland to the left. Pistol formation, Sumner in the shotgun, Zenner behind him. Panthers blitz, Sumner throws the out, left side to Rollin, who makes the catch, turns upfield, shoved out of bounds by Tavares Crawford at the 39-yard line of SDSU's own territory. It's a gain of 8. It'll be 3rd and a long 3.
Zach Zenner did a nice job of picking up the blitz from the Will linebacker Adam Gristick. He came right between the guard and tackle, and Zenner sawed him off at the knees.
Big 3rd down here for SDSU. 7:50 to go in the second quarter, trying to extend a 17-3 lead. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Zenner behind Sumner in the pistol. Sumner makes his call. Panthers show blitz. They come with 3. Sumner drops to throw. The out to the left sideline, and Tyrell Cool drags his foot in bounds. He's out at the 48-yard line. Pete Houlihan had coverage. It's a 9-yard gain and a South Dakota State 1st down.
Nice timing route that time, and Cool did a nice job of just doing the toe tap along the sideline, dragging his foot, making sure that official saw it.
If the Jacks win this game, join us Monday night for the John Stiglmeyer Radio Show throughout our Jackrabbit Sports Network at 5 o'clock Central Time at Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. Cubby's, your Jackrabbit game day headquarters. Left hash, 48-yard line of SDSU's own territory, 1st and 10. Trips right side, hand to Zenner up the middle, midfield, squirts through a hole 45, still driving, inside the 40, down to the Panther 39-yard line. And now a late flag as well. Austin Sumner was hollering for a flag on a late hit, I guess, against Eastern Illinois. And a flag came. It would be a gain for Zenner of 12 yards. And you'll add to it if it's a penalty on EIU. Here's Kelly Holman.
After the play is over, personal foul, defense number 28, 15 yards, 1st down.
That's Nick Beard, the free safety, a first-team all-conference pick for Eastern Illinois. 2nd personal foul, late hit called against the Panthers in this quarter. Jacks a 17-3 lead and have the ball at the Panther 25.
Going back to that last Zach Zenner run, he picked up probably 6 or 7 yards after contact that time, and there was this. He kept moving the whole pile down the field.
One of the first guys that made contact with him was Brian Witzman at left tackle, and was engaged downfield and kind of bumped Zenner on the hip.
Pistol formation, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Zenner behind Sumner on 1st and 10. Hand to Zenner, coming right side, around right tackle to the 21. Got hit, stays on his feet, 20. Powers his way inside the 15, down to the Eastern Illinois 13-yard line. That is 12 more. Zach Zenner has rushed 20 times now for 197 yards, and we still have over 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
Starting to see a little bit of frustration just by the body language of that Eastern Illinois secondary, especially the corners and safeties there, just not able to bring Zenner down.
Jacks are in the Case IH red zone. If you want equipment that is both powerful and efficient, it's only available in red. Trips to the left side. Zenner to the right of Sumner in the shotgun. 1st and 10, right hash, 13-yard line. Hand to Zenner up the middle. He'll weave his way inside the 10 and dive down to the Panthers' 7-yard line. About a 6-yard gain there on 1st down for Zach Zenner. And that'll put him over 200 yards today. Under 6 minutes left here in quarter number 2. Opening round of the football championship subdivision playoffs. Jacks a 17-3 lead. Trips to the left, pistol formation, Zenner behind Sumner. Right hash at the 8-yard line. It's a 2nd down and 4. Sumner makes his call, receives the snap, hands to Zenner up the middle, inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, South Dakota State.
Nothing fancy that time, just straight power game. But what Zenner did is he started and he took a step to the left and cut it back to the right. And there was a huge crease there for Zenner to go through, basically untouched.
Justin Siravatka to tack on the extra point. Brandon Hubert will hold. Matt Pites will snap it. Snap is good, hold is down, Siravatka's kick is true. 5:35 remaining, second quarter on the Dakota Bank scoreboard. South Dakota State 24 and Eastern Illinois 3. We'll return to Coughlin-Alumni Stadium in 1 minute. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. Justin Siravatka will air it out for South Dakota State. Trey Pendergrass once again back to return for Eastern Illinois. Ball is being held. Siravatka, good end-over-end kick. Pendergrass 7 yards deep in his own end zone, and he'll put a knee to it in the end zone. 5:35 left in the second quarter, and the Panthers will take over from there. Winner of this game goes on to Fargo to meet the Bison.
Well, it's important that the Jacks continue to do what they do. Don't get conservative. When you get conservative, that's when bad things can happen. They just need to continue to play sound defense, and when given opportunities on the offensive side of the ball, they need to continue to try and put more points on the board.
Panthers taking their time coming off the sideline there.
Taking their time, that's a oxymoron.
Not often will Eastern Illinois show any sort of patience offensively, but they did there coming out of the huddle. 3 wide right and 1 to the left. Garoppolo hits Eric Laura on the crossing pattern across the 30, and he'll be run out of bounds near the 40-yard line of his own territory. About a 15-yard gain for Laura on first down. So 1st and 10, Panthers. Again, they'll be in that hurry up as we've discussed before. They'll hand it off to Walker coming off left side, and he got 2, maybe 3. Shafrath knocked him backwards, the pride of Hampton, Iowa, at the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd down.
TJ Lally did a nice job of standing him up, and Shafrath laid him down.
2nd down and 8. Trips to the right, 1 receiver left. Garoppolo dropping to throw. He'll air it out for Laura over the middle. Shafrath runs him down from behind at midfield. It'll be a first down if it stands, but there is a yellow hanky back where the ball was thrown at the 37-yard line. Ken Kelly Holman out of the Big Sky Conference is the white hat today. And he'll fill us in.
Hold. Offense, 67. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
That's Mike O'Neill, Eastern Illinois. 4 penalties, 45 yards today. So it's 2nd down and 18. Garoppolo, 2 receivers either side. Fakes to Walker. They hand it to him again, but a late flag. Play blown dead, and somebody moved early, it appears.
Laura wasn't set yet. He motioned out of the backfield. He was coming across, never got set.
False start on the offense. Number 8 was never set. 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about a nightmare right now for Dino Babers and the visiting Panthers. They're looking at a 2nd down right now, and 23 going into the wind in hostile territory. Screen, that's Shavar Watkins, who does make 1 man miss and run down from behind by David Hediger, the nose tackle at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 8, 3rd and 15 for Eastern Illinois. Panthers 2 of 7 on 3rd down. They average 42% for the year as they come to their feet here at Coughlin-Alumni. Empty backfield for the quarterback Garoppolo on 3rd and 15. Looking to throw. He'll roll to the right side. He airs it up deep. Has a man out there, Chris Wright. It's deflected, incomplete. Skylar Luxa was out there with Wright. A lot of contact by both people. And Dino Babers is out all the way near the actual yard markers looking for a flag on Skylar Luxa. They let him play, and no flag either way. A lot of contact there on both Wright and Luxa. The officials bury their flags, and now to punt Scott Weatherford. Right-footed kick, gets it away, a wobbly spiral that'll end up landing at the 30 and going almost out of bounds exactly from there horizontally at the 29-yard line. 4:05 left in the second quarter, 24-3, South Dakota State leading Eastern Illinois. Jackrabbit football is brought to you by Farm Credit Services of America. Agriculture works here. So the Jacks at their own 29, right hash, take over with Zach Zenner, 22 carries, 210 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Zenner, a Walter Payton Award finalist, had 10 touchdowns coming into today, 3 already. And again, we still have 4:05 to go in the first half. 1 receiver either side. It's a pistol formation. Zenner behind Austin Sumner. They'll fake it to him. Sumner drops to throw all day. He'll throw deep along the left sideline. Leaping catch, Rolland, who couldn't stay on his feet. Trying to pick it off was the defender Nick Beard, who jumped in front. Rolland caught it and had a lot of yards after him. He's able to maintain his footing. He stumbled and went down to the 46-yard line. It is a gain of 18 yards.
That was it was a big gain, but that was a long, dangerous throw by Sumner that time. Threw it all the way back across the field. And if Crawford's able to get that ball, he's going the distance for 6. But nice play by Cool. Just wasn't able to keep his balance and stay up.
High formation. Sumner got stepped on, stayed on his feet, hands to Zenner across midfield, breaks a tackle, 40. Zenner down the left sideline, 30. Cuts back 25, and he powers his way to the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 33 yards for Zach Zenner.
And more importantly, a running back's best friend is when you see Brian Witzman, the 6'7", 300-pound junior, 15 yards downfield leading the way for you.
Zach Zenner well over 200 yards on the day. An unbelievable first half by the sophomore out of Eagan, Minnesota. And he's still in there. Jacks have 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. 3:13 second quarter. Jacks lead at 24-3. Left hash of the 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Fake to Zenner. Sumner rolls right, throws that way. He had Hubert open for at least a few yards, and he overthrew him. Sumner probably a little amped up after the big plays by Zach Zenner on the ground. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Hubert comes out. Jacks bring in Vince Benedetto as a blocker. Jacks already a 24-3 lead, looking to add to it. Left hash of the 21-yard line. 2 receivers, both to the right side. It is an offset eye. Benedetto is ahead of Zenner. Sumner underneath center. Will Castle makes his call. He'll throw a screen to the right side. Rolland makes the catch, jukes a man to the 20, coming back middle of the field, 15. Took a big hit down to the 14-yard line. Antonio Taylor, the linebacker, leveled Rolland at the 14. It's a gain of 7. It'll be 3rd down.
Rolland did a nice job of reading that, though, because the defensive backs came screaming to the outside. He cut it back to the inside and was able to get upfield. If he tries to bounce it outside, he's getting tackled for no gain.
3rd down and 3, right hash at the Panther 14-yard line. Jacks are in the Case IH red zone once again. If you want equipment that is both powerful and efficient, it's only available in red. Quick count, hand to Zenner, off right tackle. He'll power his way inside the 11 to the 10-yard line. It'll be a 1st down and a gain of 4. Dowdell made the tackle, and then he looked up and realized Zenner had the 1st down, and you could see his frustration as the Jacks move the chains.
Jacks are just, those fat guys up front are doing an exceptional job so far in this first half. They're getting a good push. Zenner's able to hit some good creases, and it's just right now everything's kind of just chugging right along.
1st and goal, Jacks, right hash 10-yard line, trips to the left side. Pistol formation, Zenner is behind Sumner, under 2 minutes left in the first half. Sumner takes a high snap, fumbles the football, and goes down to the 14-yard line. It was a high snap, and because of that, the timing was all off. He went to hand to Zenner. There was some confusion in the process. Sumner fumbled the football on the turf and just dove on top of it to save face at the 14-yard line, a loss of 4. So 2nd and goal, ball between the hash marks. 14-yard line with a 1:30 clock running. Jacks in no hurry here. Panthers do have 3 timeouts if they elect to use them. Trips to the left, pistol set. Zenner is behind Sumner. Now Hubert in motion from left to right. So it's Cool and Rolland left and Hubert right. Sumner dropping to throw, looks over the middle, throws that way for Rolland. Pass is incomplete. Coverage provided by Nick Beard, the free safety, who hit Rolland right as the ball got there. It'll be 3rd and goal for South Dakota State.
Rolland was running the skinny post, but I'd like to see the Jacks come back to that same play, because no one saw Zach Zenner sneak out of the backfield, and he was wide open on the far sideline. Would have easily walked his way into the end zone.
Well, 3rd down and goal from the 14-yard line. Trips to the left side. Zenner behind Sumner, 1:10 left in the first half. Hubert in motion from left to right. Sumner overlooks the defense. Panthers bring a blitz. Sumner looking left. He'll throw that way to Cool, who had to dive to his outside shoulder and does make the catch, but only a 2-yard gain to the 12-yard line. And Eastern Illinois will call a timeout with 1:04 left here in the first half. Well, and again, it's one of those things you hear about so much, and you see an example of it right
Timeout
here.
on the field. Eastern Illinois, first charge timeout.
But we see an example of it.
This will be a 30-second
Little
timeout.
things. The simple high snap throws off the timing of that first down play and really upset the rhythm of that entire set of chains for South Dakota State.
It certainly did, and with this Eastern Illinois offenses, you know, because they're able to strike so quickly, you have to make sure that every opportunity you have to put points on the board, you do so. And you know, the Jacks will set up an attempt at field goal here, but you'd really be hoping that you'd be lining up to kick a field goal, or an extra point, I mean.
Also, Siravatka will come on the field off the left hash for a 29-yard field goal. He was good from one earlier on today. 15 of 19 on the year. He's made 9 straight. This would increase the Jackrabbit lead to 27-3. Snap is good, hold is down. Siravatka's kick has plenty of leg, and it's good with exactly 1 minute remaining in the second quarter. 8 plays, 59 yards for South Dakota State, 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Go further with the fuel-efficient full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. See for yourself, visit northlandford.com or your local Northland Ford dealer today. By the way, with the change in formatting, with this being an NCAA playoff game, we will hear from head coach John Stiglmeyer immediately after the conclusion of this first half. So we'll send it down to Scotty, and he will have a conversation with Coach John Stiglmeyer right after the final minute runs off the clock here in the first half. By the way, in case you're wondering, 333 yards by Adrian Peterson of Georgia Southern. Not that Adrian Peterson, the other one. That's the FCS Playoff single game record for net rushing yards. Zach Zenner is at 246 right now. 1 minute left in the first half. Jacks 27, Eastern Illinois 3. And Justin Siravatka will kick it away to Trey Pendergrass, who is back inside his own 5. The right-footed kick, a line drive right down the middle of the field. Pendergrass at the 1, up the middle 10, finds a blocker 15, through a hole 20, 25, and took a big hit, and a flag comes in at the 28-yard line. We'll see what the flag is all about. It appeared David Godley was the man who made the tackle at the 27. That's right where the flag is. So we'll check what this is all about. 53 seconds left in the second quarter.
There is no foul for blocking the back. First down, Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, watching the replay, when Godley made the tackle, there was an attempt at a block in the back, but Godley was diving, and so that's why they did not call that. Good no call there by our officials. 53 seconds left is theoretically plenty of time for this Panther offensive unit. They have 2 timeouts. Left hash, 28-yard line. Trips left, 1 to the right. Garoppolo pump fake. He'll throw on the left sideline. Eric Laura makes the catch, diving near a first down at his own 38. He does get the first down. Clocks will stop temporarily to allow the chains to be reset. Although the chains were late moving, they started it early anyways. Garoppolo fakes the handoff. He'll throw left sideline. Diving to his outside shoulder, Shavar Watkins caught it but did not get out of bounds at the 43-yard line. And so Eastern Illinois has to use its second timeout. Well, they wanted to run a quick 5-yard out and get Watkins out of bounds. He had to dive for it and dove and came down inbounds, so the clock continued to run. And Eastern calls its second timeout with 35 seconds left in the first half. They have the ball at the 43-yard line of their own territory.
Well, the other thing here for the Jacks, too, is they still have 3 timeouts. So I know you don't want to do it, but if you need to, use the timeout to just make sure you gather your defense and you make sure everyone knows what their assignments are. You don't want to give up any points here right before the end of the half.
Okay, coming up at halftime, complete recap of how the first half went, all the big scoring plays. Scotty will catch up with John Stiglmeyer as soon as this first half ends before we go to break. We'll also break down the other 3 FCS playoff games today and remind you of the pairings in this football championship subdivision field of 20. The winner, the national champion. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left for Eastern Illinois. First and 10 left hash at their own 43. Garoppolo to throw, airing it up deep along the left sideline. It is incomplete, overthrown, intended for Shavar Watkins. Man-on-man coverage provided out there by South Dakota State's Jerian Butler.
And Butler was right with them step for step. I tell you, this Butler, he's really seen how he's progressed as the season has went along.
Jack's defense just getting back into position. Panthers will go ahead and go for a play. Walker on the handoff, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Andy Mink was there. He was the first man to make contact. Marshall Pugh was the second, and John Stiglmeyer called a timeout.
Timeout, South Dakota State. First charge timeout.
And I think what that was,
30-second timeout.
I think he was afraid Eastern was going to go for it on fourth down potentially, and his defense might be out of position maybe. Was that what that was, or you think he wants the ball?
Well, part of it, too, it could be that just to make sure his defense gets set, but also make Eastern Illinois decide whether they're going to punt it or if they're going to go for it.
And they're punting into a stiff breeze if they do kick, so.
Certainly with 3 timeouts left, don't take them to the locker room, use it, and you can, again, like you mentioned multiple times, just set your defense.
John Stiglmeyer brought that up after one game earlier this year. He said, we had a couple of timeouts we didn't use, and that's my fault. We can't take them with us. And since then, he's been much more aggressive in the final couple of minutes about using those timeouts. So Scott Weatherford will punt. And again, no time difference there because the clock had stopped on an incompletion. So 19 seconds left. Jacks have 2 timeouts now. Weatherford to punt. Trevor Wesley standing around his own 30-yard line. Low snap. Weatherford gets it off, and it's blocked by Andrew Brown. Loose inside the 20. Still loose at the 10, and it is recovered inside the 5-yard line. So the Jacks will have 9 seconds left to be able to try to add on to this lead. Boy, is John Stiglmeyer smart, huh?
Well, and going back to that, it was actually a running play that they got tackled for a loss, so the clock was ticking when he called timeout. So stopping it, it was a low snap, and Jacks were able to get through there, block it. We just weren't able, nobody was able to pick it up. Everyone fell on it at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, the incompletion was on second down. Good point, Strucky. That was that run. The clock had stopped. Had not stopped until Coach Stig called the timeout. So 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. John Stiglmeyer talking with the official that if this play gets stopped in the middle of the field, he wants to call a timeout, which makes you wonder what the call might be. Sumner.
If they don't get it in the end zone, he wants a timeout.
Sumner will have one back on either side of him and Zenner behind him. Cam Jones split wide to the right. And now a whistle. The play clock can run out. And they're going to throw a flag. So delay a game on South Dakota State, apparently. The Jacks are arguing it should have been reset.
Yeah, I don't think it got reset.
Delay of game, offense, number 6, 5 yards, still first down.
Everybody's confused right now with 9 seconds left in the first half. Jacks will have it right hash at the Panther 8-yard line. And Eastern Illinois had their heavy defensive goal line package in. Now they change out to their normal defensive alignment, expecting pass. John Stiglmeyer is out on the field, thought about calling a timeout, does not call it. Cam Jones wide to the right. One back on either side of Sumner, and now Dino Babers calls a timeout for Eastern Illinois.
Timeout on the field, Eastern Illinois.
We will have a halftime at some point in this football game, I assure you. Attention grain farmers, using grain to make a gift to SDSU can be a wonderful way to invest in the future of SDSU while also achieving tax savings. Gifting grain will allow you to reduce your taxable income and may provide other tax advantages. With easy-to-complete documentation, the SDSU Foundation then markets the gifted grain under its tax-exempt status. To learn more on gifting grain, contact the SDSU Foundation, 1-888-747-SDSU. 9 seconds remaining in this first half. South Dakota State 27 and Eastern Illinois 3. The Jacks blocking that punt. It was finally recovered at the 3-yard line. And that's where we'll have a 1st and goal play here coming up. Drew Kreitzfeld is credited for the recovery of that blocked punt. We told you Andrew Brown was the man who blocked it. So here come the Jackrabbits. Cam Jones will be split out wide to the right. Aaron Rolland and Vince Benedetto on either side of Sumner. Now Rolland in motion out to the left. Zenner is the deep back. Sumner in the gun, looks to throw, airs it up for Jones. It is deflected away, incomplete. Coverage there near the end zone by Anthony Goodman. The pass intended for Jones with 6 seconds left. Theoretically time for one more play before South Dakota State would try a field goal. They do have 2 timeouts if John Stiegelmeier wants to use one. But they're keeping the offense on the field. Here comes Tyro Cool into the huddle. Jacks bring on Cool and send out Benedetto. 2 receivers, both to the left side. Jones lines up as a tight end left side. Now in motion, he'll be split out wide to the right. Pistol formation, Zenner is behind him. Sumner to throw, looking left, looking, in trouble. 2 seconds left, throws for the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown, South Dakota State! Cam Jones with no time remaining in the first half. You talk about playing with fire. Austin Sumner ran out all the time in the first half, but he got away with it. He threw into traffic, and Cam Jones made a terrific catch.
Sumner did an excellent job of buying more time, and Cam Jones, for just a redshirt freshman, was at the corner pylon, worked his way back towards the middle of the field, and was able to get open for Sumner.
Justin Siravatka adds the extra point. We are at halftime. South Dakota State 34, Eastern Illinois 3. And Scotty will make his way over to grab head football coach John Stiegelmeier and get some thoughts from the head coach. We send it down to the Culver sideline. Standing by with Coach Stig is our own Scotty Quaz.
All right, guys, and John, obviously your offensive sets, the offensive line doing a whale of a job. Lots of great ground game today.
Well, our guys are doing a really good job defensively, offensively, and we just got to stay sharp. We got a little sloppy at the end there, but we're doing okay.
All right, thanks, John. Good luck second half. Guys?
All right, thank you very much, Scotty. And
20
again,
minutes on the game
Culver's,
clock.
head to your local Brookings and Watertown Culver's and enjoy a tasty Butterburger, cheese curds, and frozen custards. All from Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. Tyler Merriam, Mike Struck, Scotty Quaz. We are delighted to be along with you for this first ever home playoff game for the South Dakota State football team. The Jacks, in only their 3rd ever playoff game, have a 34-3 halftime lead on Eastern Illinois. In their previous FCS playoff game, they had a big lead at Montana that got away in the second half, and they'll try to use that memory, no doubt, from 3 years ago as a way to stave off what could happen in this one. Justin Siravatka will kick for South Dakota State from right to left. Trey Pendergrass back at his own 2. A line drive, end-over-end kick. Pendergrass 3 yards deep. He will bring it out to the 5, to the 10. Up the middle, 15, looking for a block to the 20, and he'll fight his way out to the 22-yard line of his own territory, and that is where Eastern Illinois will take over. Again, Jimmy Garoppolo, the talented quarterback, both he and wide receiver Eric Laura on the 20 candidate list for the Walter Payton Award. Garoppolo was 14 of 25 for 93 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And Laura, who had 124 receptions, an FCS single season record, 30 seconds into the 3rd quarter. Panthers down 34-3 with a 3rd and 2. They will hand to Walker up the middle, took a hit, stayed on his feet, dove near a first down. He got it. Doug Pete was there, so was Shafrath, but able to get the first down was the running back Jake Walker, and the Panthers with a must-have 3rd down conversion there. Trips to the right, Watkins lined up man for man with Butler to the left. In the gun, Garoppolo. He'll hand to Walker up the middle, got tripped at the line of scrimmage. That was Doug Pete who wrapped him up around the ankles for a 1-yard gain to the 34. Eastern Illinois will operate out of a no huddle all the time. They like to operate at a fast pace, but the Jacks have somewhat slowed them down today. Trips to the right, 2 receivers left. Garoppolo actually under center Kevin Capellas for once, and now he steps back out from under center, and he'll assume his normal shotgun position. Takes the snap, a 3-step drop, looking deep over the middle, throws that way, pass is caught. Eric Laura able to hang on despite a big hit from Skylar Luxa down to the Jackrabbit 38-yard line, a gain of 27 yards.
Laura ran right down the hash marks. The ball was just able to get over the top of Lally, but underneath Luxa that time.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. In the shotgun, hand to Walker, stretch play, left side, and he reaches the left sideline, and Marshall Pugh knocks him out of bounds. If It isn't a loss, it's no gain. Pugh hit him right at the line of scrimmage. Jackrabbit defensive line stretched it out well. Officially no gain on first down. 13:25, clock running, third quarter, SDSU 34, Eastern Illinois 3, Panthers on the move. Fake of the draw, now they'll give it to Walker, big hole left side, inside the 30, makes a man miss 25. Butler eschews him out of bounds at the 24-yard line, but there were two flags that came immediately as the ball was snapped near the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Jacks didn't get all the guys off the field. They rotated 3 D linemen in, and the last D lineman didn't get off the field before the ball was snapped.
Kelly Holman, who was the referee in this Big Sky Conference crew.
Illegal substitution. Defense number 52. That penalty is declined. First down.
And that is one of the issues that defenses have with the high-paced offense the Panthers run. 13-12, third quarter. 1st and 10, Panthers left hash at the Jackrabbit 24. Fake of the handoff, Garoppolo over the middle. He had Watkins open. Watkins running the post was in front of Butler, but he threw it behind him, incomplete. That had potential for 6 for EIU.
And that was a case where Brown, the safety, wasn't able to provide that help over the top, and Butler was matched up one-on-one, and he can't give up that skinny post like that.
Von Wise, Chris Wright, and Eric Laura all wide to the right. Keandre Gober wide left. Garoppolo rolling right, pressured. He'll heave it towards the right sideline, incomplete. Closest man to it was Von Wise, the second string tight end, or as they call them, the inside receiver. Jacks had heavy pressure. It'll be 3rd down and 10. This will be the smallest crowd of the year at Coughlin-Alumni Stadium, but it may be the most passionate of the 6 home games as well. 2 receivers to either side. Jake Walker, the back to Garoppolo's left. The snap bounced once. Garoppolo picks it up, hands it to Walker, who reaches the 20-yard line. He fell down on his own, 5 yards shy of the marker. It'll be 4th down and a long 5. That was a horrible snap that took a bounce right into Garoppolo's hands. Athletic play to hand it to Walker, who did get 5. 4th down and a long 5. Left hash mark at the Jackrabbit 20. 12:30 here in the third quarter. Fake of the handoff. Garoppolo to throw. Pump fakes. He's going to be sacked. David Hediger back at the 27-yard line. Throws Garoppolo for a loss.
I go back to it is they weren't able to get to the house in the first half, but they got to keep coming, and eventually it's going to pay off. And that time you got good coverage over the top, and it allowed enough time that Garoppolo wasn't able to find an open guy, and Hediger was able to bring him down for a sack.
Jack's using some depth on that. Jack Sherlock, J.R. Plody at the ends in that defensive series there.
That was arguably the best offensive drive of the day for the Panthers, and it comes up empty. Jacks 1st and 10, right hash, 27-yard line. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Zach Zenner to the left of Sumner. Fake it to him. Sumner rolls left side, looking, pressured, still rolling left, simply gets rid of it. Threw it in the neighborhood of Brandon Huber and Lee Marks, who was quite an athlete at Boise State, the running backs coach, showing off his talent by catching that ball 10 yards into the boundary. So 2nd and 10. All season long, for every Jackrabbit touchdown, the SDSU bookstore gives a 5% discount every Tuesday at the University Bookstore and Jackrabbit Central. That's Jackrabbit Central, your body paint alternative. 12-18, third quarter, Jacks 34, Panthers 3, 2nd and 10 SDSU, right hash at their own 27. I formation, give to Zenner, off right tackle to the 30, cuts it up inside 33, 34, 35, breaks free, and he's run down finally at the 40-yard line. Zenner for 13 more, 25 carries, 259 yards for the sophomore out of Eagan, Minnesota.
Have a day, Zach Zenner. Just continued to pound it, went off right tackle that time, and just kept those legs a-pumping, and 5 yards after contact.
And Mike linebacker Robert Haynes had a grasp on him, but only with the one hand. That left hand he can't grasp with that heavy club.
It's a good point, Scooter. 3 receivers all to the left. Zenner to the right of Sumner in the shotgun. They will hand to Zenner, hit in the backfield. First time all day, he will lose yardage. Haynes was the first man there, but needed some help. Going back to what Scotty talked about, Pete Houlihan got back there, the cornerback. Antonio Taylor, another linebacker. Zenner down at the 37-yard line of his own territory. That's a loss of 3. 11:25, third quarter, South Dakota State in its first ever home playoff game and the third playoff game in school history, leading Eastern Illinois, who is a veteran in this playoff. 16 consecutive Ohio Valley Conference losses, though, for teams representing the league in the playoffs dating back to 2001. Hand to Zenner on a draw, coming off left tackle 40, breaks a tackle 45 and dives out to the 46. Haynes had him around the ankles, but Zenner managed to pick up 2 or 3 more. That's going to be a gain of 9. Third down and about 4 for South Dakota State. Eastern Illinois is 1-9 all-time in road playoff games, their 14th FCS playoff appearance, and they've been one and done on 9 occasions. Have to go back to 1989 at Idaho for their last playoff victory. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left on 3rd and 4. Sumner in the shotgun, throws the out left side for Cool. There was some contact with Pete Houlihan, and he was stumbling. Cool tried to catch it as he went to the ground and could not haul it in, and the Jacks will have to punt. So here comes Ethan Sawyer. The first half, Sawyer punted 3 times, a 35-yard average. Panthers have 2 men back. Shavar Watkins is the up man at the 20, and Eric Laura back at his own 10. Sawyer gets off a boomer. Laura inside the 10 at his own 7. He'll try to return it, breaks a tackle to the 10, tried to juke another man and could not do it. Trevor Wesley was there for South Dakota State. Panthers will start at their own 10-yard line when we come back. 10 minutes and 12 seconds remain in the third quarter. South Dakota State 34, Eastern Illinois 3. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports.
Log on to ncaa.com and click on Your Opinion Counts. Give us feedback on your experience with the NCAA Championship.
Suppose those officials are a little cold.
Just a little.
How we doing on reads?
I got 8 left. I've been hammering them home. Celebrating 20 years as the crowning achievement in college athletics, the Learfield Sports Directors Cup is awarded the nation's best overall program in each division. Follow your favorite team at thedirectorscup.com, in USA Today, or follow the Learfield Sports Directors Cup on both Twitter and Facebook. They are joined there by a third wide receiver, Taylor Duncan. 1 wide to the left, Shavar Watkins. Panthers line Eric Laura up in the backfield. He motions out to the left. Empty set for Garoppolo. He wants to throw. Steps up, airing it up deep left side for Laura. Incomplete. Godley had coverage along the left sideline where the Panthers are operating out of. And it was overthrown by Jimmy Garoppolo, the junior quarterback. Garoppolo has thrown a touchdown pass in 26 consecutive games. That string in trouble, but still a lot of time left. 10:05 in the third. 3 receivers left and 1 to the right. That is Chris Wright. Taylor Duncan, the backup running back, lines up aside. Jimmy Garoppolo, hand to Duncan up the middle, and he goes nowhere. Reached the original line of scrimmage. That was all. Marshall Pugh was the first man on the scene for South Dakota State. It is 3rd and long for the Panthers. Eric Laura and Hendricks will both join Chris Wright wide to the right. Watkins wide left. Taylor Duncan to the right of Garoppolo. They'll fake the hand to him on 3rd and 10. Garoppolo over the middle. Pass caught Eric Laura. TJ Lally wrapped him up immediately at the 18-yard line. 8-yard gain on 3rd and 10. It's 4th and short for Eastern Illinois, trailing 34-3 with just over 9 minutes left in the third quarter. And Dino Babers will send out his punting unit once again, much to the enjoyment of the South Dakota State faithful on hand. Panthers will punt for the 7th time. Scott Weatherford, whose brother Steve, a veteran National Football League punter, at his own 5. Weatherford's had one blocked already, gets this one away. An end-over-end kick lands at midfield, goes sideways, and rolls to the SDSU 45-yard line. Jacks take over there with 8:54 left in the third quarter after this water break, brought to you by Culligan. Better water, pure and simple. South Dakota State at its own 46-yard line. Right hash, first down and 10. One receiver split out wide to the right. That's Tyrell Cool, I formation. Zach Zenner behind Vince Benedetto. Play fake to Zenner. Sumner dropping to throw, looking deep, airs it out. He wants Cool in man-for-man coverage. It is incomplete.
Wow.
Well defended by Pete Houlihan. Austin Sumner wanted a flag, and based on the reaction on our Culver sideline, I believe Scotty Quaz wanted one as well.
I apologize for that. I didn't mean to chime in like that.
What did the defensive back think up here in the booth?
You know, they were just letting them play. Just let them play.
Is that very similar to the deep one that Eastern threw earlier on, that Lux had some contact?
You know, I don't think it really altered either person from getting to the ball. They didn't gain an advantage.
Cool to have position.
2nd and 10, right hash, own 46, hand to Zenner, up the middle to midfield, and he is tripped up at the 48-yard line of Eastern Illinois. Alex Helms makes the tackle, 6-yard gain, and a very late flag thrown by the back judge. It's Jeff Rink, who probably feels like he's on an ice rink right now, who threw that flag. And it's going to be against Eastern Illinois. The umpire is marking off a 15-yard infraction, so apparently it's another personal foul on the Panthers.
After the play, personal foul, defense, number 40, 15 yards, first down.
That's Jordan Wycliffe, the Rover. Eastern Illinois, 7 penalties now for 70 yards.
Well, Wycliffe that time got caught at the end of the play. He kind of was standing there, I'd call it chicken fighting with one of the wide receivers, and he went and he extended his hands out into the face mask of the Jacks offensive player there.
I formation, receiver either side, 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Hand to Zenner, spins his way inside the 30, still trucking along to the 27-yard line. 6-yard gain. Dino Babers took his headset off, and he's all the way out to the numbers, hollering at a couple of his players. Zenner for 6 more, make it 29 carries, 278 yards for the Eagan, Minnesota native. So 2nd down and 4. I formation, Rollin and Cool both wide to the left side. Sumner will operate under center. 3 down linemen. Panthers have 5 at the line of scrimmage. Sumner takes the snap, screen left side, overthrew Rollin, incomplete. Cool was out in front trying to block DJ Bland. And Sumner, a bit of a dangerous screen pass that time as he overthrew Rollin. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, the Jacks passing game today just hasn't seemed like it's quite got on track. It hasn't been clicking as well as we'd like to see. But part of that, too, is the running game has just been in sync and has just been hitting big chunks every time.
3rd down and 4. 3 receivers left. They split Zenner and Cool both out right. Empty backfield for Sumner. Right hash of the 27. It's 3rd and 4. Sumner, quick throw, right side. Zenner makes the catch, jukes a man 25, breaks a tackle, dives to the 20-yard line. Zenner for 7 on the screen, and the Jacks move the chains. Jacks are in the Case IH red zone. If you want equipment that is both powerful and efficient, it is only available in red. Jacks have been in the Case IH red zone on 5 occasions here today. They've scored every time. 7:20 in the 3rd quarter. Jacks lead at 34-3. Ball rests right on the 20-yard line. I formation. Zenner is behind Benedetto. 29 carries, 278 yards today. They'll hand to him again. Inside the 16 to the 15, and he dives near the 14-yard line of Eastern Illinois territory. Artavius Dowdell making yet another solo tackle for Eastern Illinois. Zenner for 5 officially. They'll mark him back right at the 15-yard line. 30 carries, 283 yards for Zenner. Zenner is approaching 2,000 for the season, and he's approaching the FCS single-game playoff rushing record. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Pistol formation. Zenner is behind Sumner on 2nd and 5. Right hash, Panther 15-yard line. Now trips left. They'll hand to Zenner. Going off left side. Now he cuts back to the right side and he dives inside the 10, near the 9. This should be a first down. And it is. Boy, Zenner did a great job of weaving his way through some heavy traffic.
Great vision by Zach Zenner that time. The play was designed to go to the left, towards left tackle. Nothing was really there. He looked back to his right and saw a crease and was able to cut it back and get up the field and pick up the first down.
1st and goal, right hash, 10-yard line. Rollin wide right, Cool wide left. I formation and movement early.
False start. Offense 67. 5 yards. Remains first down.
John Fick, the guilty party. And now Brandon Hubert will check in for South Dakota State. Benedetto goes out. Now second time now the Jacks had a first down and goal around the 10 and immediately go backwards. In the first half, it was on a high snap that Sumner then tried to hand off and fumbled. This time it's on a penalty.
Well,
2 receivers left and 1 to the right.
John Fick's normally the right tackle. He's playing right guard this series.
Sumner takes the snap with 2 on the play clock. Looks left. He'll air it up deep left corner of the end zone. Aaron Rollin leaping, and he made the catch but out of bounds. Well defended out there by DJ Bland, and Sumner threw it to the back left corner of the end zone. Rollin made a nice leaping catch, but again, he was out of bounds when he did so. A little slow to get up, and Schneider will come in for him on 2nd down and goal. Now, John Stiglmeyer was arguing during that, too. The play clock did not get reset, so it was running down low, and he was trying to make his point. Jackrabbit football brought to you by the Avera Medical Group. Look no further. Trips to the left. Zenner behind Sumner in the pistol on 2nd and goal at the 15-yard line. Hand to Zenner, who makes one man miss and powers his way to the 12-yard line. About a 3-yard gain for Zenner. It'll be 3rd and goal coming up on the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Jacks more than content with running off some clock and adding points to this 34-3 lead here in the 3rd. Jacks break the huddle. They'll send Jason Schneider, Brandon Hubert, and Tyro Cool all wide left side. Pistol formation, Zenner behind Sumner. Now Hubert in motion left to right, 3rd and goal between the hashes, 12-yard line. Sumner dropping to throw, pump fake, he'll air it up deep left corner of the end zone for Schneider, who leaps and makes the catch but out of bounds. Very similar play to the one that Rollin caught out of bounds as far as how it ended. So the Jacks miss on a couple of chances there, and now we'll try to add on a field goal.
Yeah, both plays, both the Rollin and the Schneider, they went to that far corner of the end zone there, and just neither one was able to keep their feet in bounds, and both of them had a little help from the defender as well. And so in the college ranks, you have to come down with at least 1 foot in bounds.
28-yard field goal try for Justin Siravatka, who has made 2 today and made his last 10 in a row. Kick end over end is up. It is good. And South Dakota State adds to its lead. 4:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. South Dakota State 37, Eastern Illinois 3. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. Gray Pendergrass at his own 3-yard line for Eastern Illinois. 37-3 Jacks. 4:40 3rd quarter. A wobbly kick towards the near sideline, bounces at the 5, and Pendergrass lets it bounce through the back of the end zone. A touchback, and Eastern Illinois will begin at its own 25-yard line. Again, the big story today, Zach Zenner, 32 rushes, 292 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The FCS single-game playoff record, Adrian Peterson of Georgia Southern. Not that Adrian Peterson, although this one played in the NFL as well. He rushed for 333 yards back in December of 1999. So Zenner needs 42 to break that mark. Panthers come out with 2 receivers either side. Garoppolo rolling right side. He'll throw this way. Pass is caught. Thrown down immediately by Winston Wright was Eric Laura at the 31-yard line, about a 6-yard gain.
And Laura was trying to run the wheel route that time, but Winston Wright had good coverage on him and was playing off, so Laura actually stopped short, turned around, and Garoppolo was rolling this direction, was able to hit Laura on the short one instead of going for the big one over the top.
3 receivers left and 2 to the right for Eastern Illinois. Now they motion Watkins across the formation. Pitch to him, and Doug Pete was waiting on him in the backfield. Pete was waiting on that. He had that thing sniffed out and throws him down to the 27-yard line for a 5-yard loss. Was he in the Eastern huddle? If they huddled, he may have been.
Doug Pete took the short end of that one, took a helmet right to the breadbasket, I think.
I was going to say, Mr. Walker, meet Mr. Pete.
And Pete is banged up on the sideline like Scotty talked about. 3rd and long. Garoppolo fumbles the snap, and he'll go down back at the 20-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, this has been an absolute nightmare for the Eastern Illinois Panthers here today. This is a high-powered offense that has made defenses look silly all year long, and they have struggled mightily here this afternoon. 3:15 third quarter, Jags lead at 37-3. Weatherford to punt, he gets it away. It is a spiraling kick. Wesley calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 40-yard line. Eastern Illinois, in every game this year, has thrown for over 200 yards. It threw for 220, the lowest output of the year, against Jacksonville State back on October 13th, and they won that football game. Garoppolo right now is at 145 late in the third. 3:04 third quarter, South Dakota State takes over at its own 40-yard line, leading 37-3. The Jackrabbits, since punting on their first 3 possessions, they have scored on 7 of their last 8. Receiver either side, I formation, Reggie Gandy checks in. He'll take the handoff, hit at the line of scrimmage, tried to bounce off a defender, and he did reach his own 42-yard line. So a 2-yard gain for the backup tailback out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Reggie Gandy, 53 carries during the regular year.
Zach Zenner back here on the bench getting a sleeve put on that left knee of his and letting Gandy take a few snaps.
Again, Zenner's been a busy day. 32 carries, 292 yards. Trips to the left, pistol formation. Reggie Gandy is behind Austin Sumner. Panthers blitz, screen to Cool, makes the catch, 40, turns upfield, 45 to midfield, breaks a tackle to the 45 of Eastern Illinois. Finally run down from behind by the defensive tackle Roosevelt Holiday at the 44-yard line. That is a pickup of 14 yards on the screen to the senior from Yankton. And Cool a little banged up too as he comes off the sideline.
Well, and he did a nice job of some power running too after the catch, because he made Holiday ride him for a little while, and Holiday's no small guy. He's 6'3", 297 pounds.
And Cool is down on all fours, his left shoulder being looked at on the bench near midfield. Jacks with 3 wide receivers to the right. They already lost Trevor Tiefenthaler today to an injury. Now Cool is banged up. Pistol formation, Gandy receives the handoff from Sumner, runs up the middle 42, angling right side inside the 40 as he powers his way to the 39-yard line for 5 more. Trevor Tiefenthaler caught a long ball in the first quarter, was slow to get up and disappeared from the game. He's been on the sidelines in street clothes, and now Cool getting looked at. I don't know if it was a stinger or a shoulder injury, but that's the other thing about this. The Jacks need everybody to be healthy going into next Saturday if they hang on to this lead, facing the top-seeded team in the country, North Dakota State. 2nd and 5, middle of the field, 39-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Screen to Hubert, makes the catch left sideline, 35, and he is wrapped up from behind at the 33-yard line. It's a first down. DJ Bland making the tackle. Hubert for a gain of 7. Jacks move the chains, 1:10 left in the third quarter.
Well, going back to Jack's philosophy is when you're on the field, you're the number 1, and so this is giving an opportunity for some younger guys to get some playoff experience right now.
Cool is moving that left shoulder around. He appears to be feeling much better than he was when he first came off. Might have just been a stinger. And obviously in this weather, it's going to sting a little more. Rollin and Hubert wide to the right. Trevor Wesley wide to the left. Pistol formation. Gandy is behind Sumner. Hand to Gandy, coming up the middle to the 30, breaks a tackle 25, and he rides a defender to the 22-yard line. 10 yards for Gandy. Jacks a 37-3 lead and moving the chains. In fact, I don't think they're going to run a play here. We're inside of 40 seconds in the quarter. Jacks do not have to run a play, and they won't. And this may be even more humiliating to a defense than getting run on. It's when the team says, you know what, we don't even need to run a play in the final 40 seconds of the third. And listen to this crowd. very appreciative of the South Dakota State effort, and why not? After 3 quarters on the Dakota Bank scoreboard in their first ever home playoff game, South Dakota State 37 and Eastern Illinois 3. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. For the latest information on how to take your operation from good to great, tune into Ag PhD on TV and radio, or watch and listen at agphd.com. Agriculture is the most important industry in the world, and they bring you the information you need to best manage your business. What a better way to spend a Sunday night from 10 to 11 than watching Ag PhD, followed by the Jackrabbit Insider on KTTW Fox 7. Tyler Merriam, Mike Struck, Scotty Quaz, great to have you with us from Coughlin-Alumni Stadium. We start the fourth quarter, South Dakota State 37 and Eastern Illinois 3. The Jackrabbits have dominated this football game, 428 to 224, the yardage advantage. Zach Zenner, who may not play in this fourth quarter, has rushed for 292 yards on 32 carries. Jacks will send 2 receivers out to the right and 1 to the left as we come out of this break. Scotty, a couple of injury updates, what you have for us?
Well, just the Tyrell Cool there, checking him over after he made that last catch. Kind of got steamrolled a little bit, if you will, and they'll try to get him back into the line. It looks like he's here on the sideline, I believe, ready to go again. And then Trevor Tiefenthaler, broken collarbone. Likely he'll be done, obviously, for quite a few weeks with that injury. And then Doug Pete, too. He took a stinger and he blew up the play on the Eastern Illinois offensive set, and looks like just rolling out his neck. A lot of those little nicks and dings and injuries, and as he talked about, this is that end of the season. Even Zach Zenner, he doesn't pop quite up like he did week 2 and 3, but he has still had a great day.
Head to your local Brookings and Watertown Culver's locations and enjoy a tasty Butterburger, cheese curds, and frozen custards. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Jacks, a 37-3 lead over Eastern Illinois. Austin Sumner, 12 of 27, 130 yards. Jimmy Garoppolo, 20 of 34 for Eastern and 145. Sumner in the pistol, 1st and 10, middle of the field, 22-yard line. Hand to Gandy up the middle, and he'll dive to the 19-yard line. Picked up 3 yards. And the Jacks are back in the Case IH red zone once again.
Nothing fancy here by the Jacks. They just continue to pound it right off tackle and allowing their big guys up front to get a push.
7th time in the red zone for South Dakota State. And if you want equipment that's both powerful and efficient, it's only available thanks to our friends at Case IH in red. Hubert and Kuhl was back in the game, split out left, Rowland to the right, Gandy behind Sumner in the pistol. On 2nd down and 7, fake to Gandy. Sumner looking over the middle. He'll throw to the near sideline. Brandon Hubert inside the 5, who is thrown out of bounds by Jordan Wycliffe at the 3. 16-yard completion from Sumner to Hubert, and it's 1st and goal, South Dakota State.
Hubert came from the far side. He was a slot receiver, just ran about a 12-yard dig route over the middle, and Sumner did a nice play-action fake there, hit the ball on his hip, and came out and set up and delivered a nice strike to Hubert.
14 minutes remaining in this playoff game. Jacks will send Jason Schneider out wide to the left. Tight end either side of the formation. I set. Gandy the deep back. Hand to Gandy up the middle. He'll creep his way inside the 2 to the 1. He actually dove inside the 1. Scooter?
He was laying on top of a tackler and then just kind of reached out and got it down about the 2 foot line.
Yeah, he is very close to the end zone. 2nd down and goal to go. And the Jacks letting that clock run. 13:30 in the game. 37-3 SDSU. I formation. Vince Benedetto ahead of Reggie Gandy. Hand to Gandy up the middle. Plowing forward. No indication yet.
Looks like. Boy, it looked like he reached and snuck it over there, but they're going to call it. Yep,
touchdown, South Dakota State. The linesman, Brett Shaw, came running in and at the last second put up both arms to indicate a South Dakota State touchdown. For Reggie Gandy, the first of his college career. And with 13-12 remaining in the game, South Dakota State has a 43-3 lead on Eastern Illinois. Justin Siravatka for one more. And the kick is good. 13-12 remaining. South Dakota State 44. Eastern Illinois 3. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. If he needs more time or to reverse something, all the judgments are made up here, but we haven't had any. At least we don't think so, pending upon whatever that was. Ethan Sawyer will kick off with 13:12 to play. That Jackrabbit touchdown brought to you by Prostrollo All-American Auto Mall in Madison. Visit ProstrolloAutomall.com to shop 10 great American car and truck brands. Pendergrass returns to the 20, turns it up right side on the numbers 30. He's out across the 35, breaks a tackle 40, and finally Jimmy Forsyth able to stand him up, and David Godley as well at the 41-yard line. So Pendergrass, a nice little kick return for Eastern Illinois. The scoring drive for the Jacks, 9 plays, 60 yards, 4 minutes, 52 seconds. Go further with the fuel-efficient full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. See for yourself. Visit northlandford.com or your local Northland Ford dealer today.
Jacks continue to substitute people in now. You got Jack Sherlock and Brian Burke on the defensive line, and Anthony Rose just checked in at one of the linebackers for Chris Tracy.
Yeah, the Jacks sent Charles Elmore in. He had a helmet issue, had to come out, and Rose came in. They'll run the football. Will Eastern Illinois up the middle to the 46-yard line goes Jake Walker. It is a gain of 4 for the Panthers. South Dakota State football is brought to you by Aramark Managed Services, managed better. Now 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Jake Walker to the right of the quarterback Garoppolo. They'll fake it to him. Garoppolo going deep over the middle for Chris Wright. Incomplete. He overthrew him. Winston Wright was there on coverage for the Jacks. It'll be 3rd down.
Wright had nice coverage that time, and Lally was underneath, so he had to throw it a little bit high, just too high for Walker to make, or Wright to make the catch.
And you hear some have filed out in the smaller crowd today, but it has still been a very vocal Jackrabbit fan base this afternoon.
It's playoff football.
3rd down and 7. Garoppolo will throw left sideline. Catch is made. Shavar Watkins, who was tackled at the 44-yard line inbounds by Jerian Butler. It is a gain of 10 and a 1st down. Clock stops temporarily to move the chains. 12:26 remaining.
At the 43-yard line.
So chains get reset here. Trips to the short or left side of the field. Now in motion, Hendricks along with Wright to the right side. Garoppolo rolling right side. Flag is down. He'll air it up deep along the right sideline for Wright, and it is caught. Touchdown, Eastern Illinois, pending the flag back at the line of scrimmage. Wright made the catch, but there's a flag. And the preliminary indication suggests this one is coming back. Kelly Holman, fill us in.
Chop block. Offense number 5. 15 yards from the previous spot. Remains 1st down.
The running back, Jake Walker, is flagged for the chop block. That is the 5th 15-yard penalty called against Eastern Illinois today, and it wipes away what would have been their first touchdown of the afternoon.
Skylar Luxa had good coverage on that. He was right with them. When he turned to look for the ball, he looked back to the inside. The ball went to the outside. The wide receiver did a nice job of adjusting and actually was able to come down with it. But, Luxa was in position.
And again, Garoppolo has quite an arm on him. That was one thing defensive coordinator Jay Bubak kept telling us when we met with him yesterday, was how many tight windows this guy could put the football in. Garoppolo play fake, looking to throw, rolls right. He'll throw to the far sideline. Eric Laura makes the catch, dives, and he does get across the original line of scrimmage to the 42-yard line. Anthony Rose had the tackle. It's a 17-yard gain.
Garoppolo is one of those quarterbacks, when he gets hot, he'll start taking some chances, and more than not, he's able to sneak it into very tight windows. 2nd
down and a long 8 over the middle. Laura on the crossing pattern inside the 35, backs his way inside the 34 of SDSU, near a 1st down. He is just shy. It'll be 3rd down and about a half a yard at the 34-yard line of SDSU. 11:20 remaining in the game. South Dakota State 44 and Eastern Illinois 3. Jake Walker to the right of Jimmy Garoppolo in the shotgun. Fake of the handoff. Garoppolo to throw over the middle. Pass caught. Hit in stride was Chris Wright inside the 10, breaking 2 different tackles, and Wright spins his way to the 3-yard line. The senior wideout, who has the career touchdown receptions record in the Ohio Valley Conference, makes the catch on the slant and goes for 31. So 1st and goal, Panthers inside the 5. They're in the Case IH red zone. If you want equipment that is both powerful and efficient, it is only available in red. Panthers have been in the red zone twice. They have 3 points to show for it. Garoppolo in the gun. He will hand to Walker off right tackle inside the 2 to the 1. He's near the goal line, and he is in for an Eastern Illinois touchdown. And with 10:39 remaining in the 4th quarter, the Panthers finally find their way into the end zone. 44-9, South Dakota State leading Eastern Illinois with 10:39 remaining. And here is Cameron Barra, the junior out of St. Louis, for the extra point attempt. High snap, they do get it down though. The holder Weatherford does, and Barra kicks it through. Time for a Culligan water break. For better water, pure and simple, and triple filtered water with or without the bottle, call Culligan today. 10:39 remaining, SDSU 44, Eastern Illinois 10. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. That Culligan water break brought to you by Culligan, better water, pure and simple. Visit them online at CulliganSiouxEmpire.com. 10:39 remaining, South Dakota State 44, Eastern Illinois 10. As we were talking about during the break, Mike Struck, important for the Jackrabbits not to just relax, even though they do have a big lead right now. They need to keep their foot on the pedal.
They do. They, expect the onside kick here. Got to recover it. If you recover it, you're going to get good field position. But you got to continue to try and get points on the board, pick up first downs, and keep that clock moving.
Again, it all will come back to this onside kick try by Taylor Kerr, the sophomore from Indianapolis. Jacks have 6 men at the 45. The ball must travel 10 yards or be touched by a defensive man for the offense to be able to recover it. The defense can touch it, or the return team, however you want to refer to them, can return the ball at any time. Kerr approaches the football. He will actually kick it deep, and it will go inside the 10 and bounce into the end zone, and that will be a touchback. So the Panthers kick it deep, and the Jacks will take over at their own 25 with 10:39 left. Financial strength, security, and integrity, with nearly 60 years of doing what it takes to take care of its customers. That's what a community bank should be, and that's exactly who they are and what they do at MetaBank. If that sounds good to you, visit MetaBank today or online at metabank.com, member FDIC. Jackrabbits will come out with Austin Sumner and running back Reggie Gandy. Again, we've probably seen the last of Zach Zenner. 2 receivers, both to the left side. Dom Wright along with Aaron Rowland. Hand to Gandy, up the middle, breaks off right side across the 30, breaks a tackle 40, along the numbers midfield, right sideline 40, stiff arms a man 35 and drags a tackler inside the 30 to the Eastern Illinois 26-yard line. He took Tavares Crawford for a ride, a gain of 49 yards for Reggie Gandy.
Well, and it's great to see that happen for Reggie Gandy because he's been sitting so patiently all season long, and just because of how exceptional Zach Zenner's been throughout the course of the season, he just hasn't been able to get probably as many touches as he'd like. And to see this kind of success happen right now for him this late in the season in the playoff, it just helps build confidence, and it helps these young guys stay motivated during practice throughout the course of the week.
Jackrabbits eating some clock, coming up on the 10-minute mark. Play clock at 3. Sumner hands to Gandy, off right tackle 25, inside the 20, and he fights his way down inside the Eastern Illinois 18-yard line. Gandy for 8 more yards. 9 carries, 83 yards for Reginald Gandy today, season highs.
Well, and you don't have a successful running game without some big guys up front, and those big guys up front have certainly done an excellent job today of creating some holes and some creases for these running backs to run through.
There's no argument about that. Jacks on the huddle break it with 9:25 remaining and 12 on the play clock. 1 wide out, Jason Schneider split left. High formation, Vince Benedetto is ahead of Reggie Gandy. Gandy receives the handoff up the middle, puts his shoulder down inside the 15, and he barrels his way to the 13-yard line. First down, South Dakota State. 9:12 remaining. Jacks are in the Case IH red zone.
In case you didn't hear that.
They heard it.
Fans just let us know that was another Jackrabbit first down. Center checked back into the game now for Gandy.
And that partly is because of the fact the Jacks only have 2 active running backs. Tyrell Cool will be the 3rd guy.
Well, and they are limited when they get into postseason play. I believe they can only have 60 guys on the sideline.
I formation. Schneider the only wide out. They'll hand to Zenner again, off right tackle, and he'll battle his way down to the 11 near the 10-yard line. So Zenner adds a few more yards to his total, 3 officially. 33 carries, 295 yards for Zach Zenner.
And the way this running back rotation works, in years past they've kind of rotated by series. The way it is now is these guys.
Reggie Gandy coming back in for South Dakota State as Zenner came off to a nice ovation.
Well, and what they do is they kind of let the running backs handle it on their honor system. When they need a breather, they tap out, and then they replace. When they catch their breath, they're back in.
2nd down and 7, 10-yard line right hash, trips to the left side. Pistol formation, hand to Gandy up the middle, hits a tackler, breaks free, and he'll power his way near the 5-yard line. Not quite first down yardage. It'll be 3rd down, and you're looking at a long 1, short 2. Ball is marked at the 5. The Jacks need to get just shy of the 3-yard line. 7:40 to play. South Dakota State, a 34-point first half, and they lead Eastern Illinois 44-10. Panthers won 2 games last year under first-year head coach Dino Babers, have turned it around to win the Ohio Valley Conference. The Jacks coming off a pair of 5 and 6 seasons, and here they are. Cam Jones in the flash package with 2 blockers in front of him. Takes the direct snap. He'll run inside the tackles to the 3, to the 2, to the 1, to the end zone, to a Jackrabbit touchdown. To 10, South Dakota State with 7:11 remaining.
That's just flexing muscle right there.
Justin Siravatka, whose right foot has got to be awful tired on a day like this, will attempt another extra point. And his kick is end over end and good. 7:11 remaining in the game. South Dakota State 51, Eastern Illinois 10. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. As dominant of a performance as John Stiglmeyer could have dreamed of here this afternoon. Ethan Sawyer approaches the football, end over end kick. Trey Pendergrass on a bounce at the 15. It hits him at the 10. He picks it up at the 9. Returns it across the 10 to the 15. Along the left sideline, 20. Had a wall of blockers. And from behind, Jimmy Forsythe able to push him out of bounds at the 38-yard line. And now another late penalty flag thrown near midfield with some extracurricular activity. With 7:03 remaining in the football game.
At the end of the play, personal foul, 55 on the kicking team, late hit.
That's on the senior Josiah Fitzsimmons. Now wait a minute. Now the back judge, Jeff Rink, coming over to talk to the referee, Kelly Holman.
Correction, personal foul, 55 on the receiving team, 15 yards.
I think they liked the second call better than the first, Strucky.
These Jacks fans, there's not as many as usual here, but they're on top of things today, and they're making themselves heard.
Outstanding genetics mean higher yields. There's no secret about that, and we guarantee you Hefty brand soybean includes the great genetics that you're looking for because they strive to give you the very best seed quality available on the market. Hefty brand soybean, your passport to higher yields. Garoppolo, the draw. Jake Walker breaks a tackle across the 30, 35, down the middle 40, angling to midfield, along the left hash mark to the 40, and he's brought down from behind out at the 37-yard line of South Dakota State. Big gain for Jake Walker. of 50 yards. There was a jackrabbit that was hurt trying to get off the field, and nobody saw him, so he asked the line judge, "I'm hurt, will you stop?" And he said no, so he just fell down, and then they had to stop it. I believe that's Jimmy Forsythe. There was a Charles Elmore. It's Charles Elmore. Elmore, the injured man. Panther ball at the 37 of SDSU. Rolling right side, Garoppolo throws across his body to Chris Wright. Luxa tackles him immediately, but not before a first down is gained at the 26 of South Dakota State.
It's a little bit interesting with this game. Typically when you see a score like this, 51-10, it usually results in some turnovers, and I think there's only been one turnover today.
Yeah, just the one interception. Been a couple of fumbles, but nobody's lost them. By the way, the final attendance count, 4,367. 4,367. Hand to Walker, big hole to the 20, and he's ankle tackled by R.C. Kilgore at the 19-yard line. And there's a great story, the junior out of Cottage Grove, Minnesota.
Right, R.C. Kilgore had surgery a few weeks ago on a knee. Able to continue to rehab it and is able to get back on the field yet this season.
Garoppolo hands to Walker again, coming off right tackle, and he reaches the 14-yard line, lost the football, picked up by the Jackrabbits, returned along the left sideline by Winston Wright into Eastern Illinois territory at the 41-yard line. That ball came out of the very end of Jake Walker's hands on the run. Walker picked it up, Wright picked up the Walker fumble and returned it a long way. Yeah, it just fell to the turf and was sitting there, and Wright picked it up off the ground and returned it 50 yards before Garoppolo finally ran him down.
Well, right on cue. I mentioned there'd only been one turnover to this point in the game. And
anything else you want to mention, Strucky?
Well, he did have the other one too, right?
Wright had the interception.
Jags have the backup offensive unit in after we pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves. You're listening to South Dakota State football. First and 10, 40-yard line. Reggie Gandy takes the handoff from backup quarterback Eric Klein, goes off left tackle for 2 yards to the 38. South Dakota State 51, Eastern Illinois 10. Clock in motion coming up on 5:30 to play. We are at there right now. The Jacks, if you are just joining us, led 10-0 after one quarter, scored 24 second quarter points, built up a 34-3 halftime lead, and lead 51-10 with 5:17 to go in the game. Eric Klein, who started the opener at Kansas due to Austin Sumner's injury, a redshirt freshman from Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Two receivers split wide right. It is an offset I formation. Taylor Gibson, the fullback. The hand is to Gandy, who will come from the middle 35, break outside of the 30, along the numbers 20, down the right sideline of the 10, and he's inside the EIU 8-yard line. Ryan Meyer, the freshman safety, runs down Gandy, and Gandy has also crossed the 100-yard mark for the afternoon.
That puts the Jackrabbits at over 400 yards rushing for the day.
31 yards for Gandy unofficially, so he's up over 120 for the afternoon. Jacks have a first and goal at the 7-yard line right hash. 4:35 and the clock ticking. Two receivers out to the left, Schneider and Dom Wright. It's an I formation. Gibson ahead of Gandy. Klein, the quarterback, hands to Gandy up the middle inside the 5, and he's down inside the Eastern Illinois 3-yard line. 13 carries, 126 yards for Reggie Gandy. 33 carries, 295 yards for Zach Zenner. We do have a flag on the far sideline.
More than 4 players on the offense in the backfield. 5 yards, still first down.
He means more than 4.
Not enough guys in the line of scrimmage.
Yes, that's what he meant.
Too many in the backfield, not enough in the line of scrimmage, however you want to say it.
Hey, there's 4:30 left in a 41-point game. Just throw the flag.
To each their own on how they want to describe it.
He's no Ed Hockley. First down and goal at the 12-yard line. Jacks will have two receivers wide left, I formation. Gibson is ahead of Gandy. Klein will take the snap, hand it to Gandy, off right tackle, inside the 10, and into the end zone for a South Dakota State touchdown. Man, what a dominant performance by the Jackrabbits here at home today. The NCAA Selection Committee, in the show that was on ESPNU on Sunday to announce who made the playoffs, said South Dakota State was one of the last 2 teams as at-larges to make the field. This must be quite a field. Justin Siravatka off the hold of Brandon Huber. Kicks it up and through. 3:54 remaining on the Dakota Bank scoreboard. It's South Dakota State 58 and Eastern Illinois 10. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports. That Jackrabbit touchdown brought to you by Prostrollo All-American Auto Mall. Shop 10 great American car and truck brands at ProstrolloAutomall.com. The Reggie Gandy touchdown run is second today. And it was a 3-play, 40-yard drive in 1 minute and 54 seconds. Go further with the fuel-efficient full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. See for yourself. Visit NorthlandFord.com or your local Northland Ford dealer today. Zach Zenner, 33 carries, 295 yards. Reggie Gandy, 14 carries, 138 yards. 570 total yards by the Jacks. Still well below records in that regard, but Josh Ronick had the previous SDSU single-game rushing record, 291 yards. Zach Zenner has eclipsed that today, 33 carries, 295 yards. Last year, you made a proclamation at one point, this Zenner kid reminded you of Ronick. And I said that's awful big shoes, and that's an awful lot to put on a kid as a freshman. You said, I'm telling you, that's right. The next week, Eric Ides disagreed with us, so did Luke Meadows, that there's a lot of Ronick in Zach Zenner, and here he is, breaking Ronick's records every chance we turn around.
Well, and when I said it, I wasn't saying that he's going to be the same caliber with the same sort of results, but his running style reminded me a lot of Josh Ronick, where he really pumps his legs and his arms, and he has a low pad level, and he's able to keep pumping after contact. And so last year, granted, it was the first game of the season. I was new to this. You looked at me like I was crazy.
Like I always do.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Sawyer end-over-end kick. It's short. It'll be caught at the 15-yard line by Trey Pendergrass across the 20, and he dives out near the 31-yard line with 3:48 remaining. Zach Zenner, by the way, came in with 1,702 yards, so he now has 1,997 yards. 3 shy of 2,000. He is 59 shy of the single-season rushing record at South Dakota State. Now, you do have a bit of an asterisk here. Josh Ronick did that in 11 games back in 1999, but still pretty impressive numbers here. For Eastern Illinois, still Jimmy Garoppolo. He'll hand it off. Taylor Duncan, the backup running back, out to his own 38-yard line. So the Jacks will head to Fargo, North Dakota next Saturday afternoon to meet North Dakota State. The rivals, who played a knockdown, drag-out affair up in Fargo just 2 weeks ago, will meet once again in the round of 16. Duncan dives out across the 42 to the 43. That'll be a first down for Eastern.
Well, and the main thing at this point in the game is you don't want anybody to get injured.
Correct.
And you don't want anyone to lose their cool and get into any sort of a fight or something on the field and potentially be out for the next game.
Handoff, Duncan trying to weave through traffic, and Robbie Jelsma wrapped him around the ankles, a 1-yard gain to his own 44. North Dakota State, they didn't say much publicly, but you got the sense they did not like the draw simply because you looked, this Eastern Illinois team so powerful offensively. Teams like Colgate, Wagner, a team like Stony Brook certainly appeared to have worse resumes than either one of these two teams. Garoppolo to throw, has all day, finally asked to get rid of it. Enough pressure came to force him to get rid of the football. So it'll be third down. But again, NDSU knows they have to be good teams along the way anyway. It's not like they don't want to play South Dakota State. It's just they don't feel South Dakota State is the 16th seed in this tournament, and that's who they'll end up playing here in what is essentially a 1-16 matchup in the opening round.
Well, and they also like to, try and avoid having to play a conference opponent if they can avoid that at all costs, and that's exactly what happened for North Dakota State. They get matched up with this Jackrabbit team, and They just played, you know.
3rd and 9.
2 weeks
Garoppolo
ago.
pressured and he's sacked. Chase Douglas throws him backwards at the 36-yard line. 2:35 and the clock running. Eastern Illinois will punt and the Jacks will have a chance to run this thing out. Well, the other part too, and again, anything can happen next Saturday, but the Jackrabbits have always, in the Division I era, especially recently, go back to 06, they battled them hard. 08, they went up there and won. In 10, they played a close game. Earlier on this year, they played a close game as Weatherford gets that punt away. Trevor Wesley at his own 12-yard line will try to return it, and he breaks a tackle at the 8. Flag down. Wesley across the 15 to the 16-yard line. We'll check the flag. But the Jacks don't usually go into that environment intimidated. Now, the Bison are the best team in the country based on the seeding. That's not an easy game at all. I don't mean to indicate anything like that, but a team like an Eastern Illinois who's never been there could go in and not know what to expect. That will not be the case for South Dakota State.
It will not be, and the Jacks were just there a couple of weeks ago and
Exactly.
play them every year.
During the return, blocking the back on the receiving team, number 16.
That is the 4th penalty on South Dakota State.
First down.
Eastern Illinois has been flagged 9 times for 100 yards. Jacks have run 5 more plays than Eastern Illinois in 14 more minutes of time of possession. Talking about the difference in the two approaches offensively. Jacks start back at their own 5 with 2 minutes to play. Just trying to run this thing out, like Strutt talked about, get out of here with a win and injury-free. Reggie Gandy running his way out to the 10-yard line off right tackle for 5 more yards.
And it's not like the Jacks are trying to really run up the score or anything. All they're doing is they're just running the ball, and they're just saying, we're not throwing it through the air. We're not trying to be fancy or run up the score. We're just pounding the ball, and you've got to figure out a way to stop it. And Eastern Illinois defense just hasn't found a way at all today to slow down that Jacks running game.
Game clock inside of 1:30, play clock at 15, so Eric Klein will let this run down. Still hasn't stepped under center. Play clock inside at 10. He'll step under Nick Purcell at 6. Handoff, it's Gandy up the middle, breaks a tackle out across the 15 to the 17-yard line with a 1:10 remaining.
And now the Jackrabbits will implement their Coach Stiglmeier's favorite play and formation, the victory formation.
And the Jacks will send Winston right back in. Winston joked with us a couple weeks ago. He was begging to get on the offensive side of the ball. Eric Eidson said, you know what, I'll let you be the deep man, the protector when we go to a knee. So the Jacks will meet rival North Dakota State one more time in the round of 16 in the FCS playoffs. Eric Klein puts it to a knee, and that will do it. South Dakota State, in its first home playoff game, wins its first ever playoff game. And they do it in as impressive a fashion as you possibly can do it. South Dakota State defeats Eastern Illinois 58-10 here at Coughlin-Alumni Stadium. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll hear from Coach Stig. Complete recap of all the scoring and more. This is Jackrabbit football from Learfield Sports.